So people saying that, oh, why you just not saying something? And the person that I had this conversation with can tell you, Woody told me this 2015, 2014, 2016, 2017, 2018. Oh, I don't told this to the world that I've been exposed to. Now y'all just getting exposed to me. Y'all not hearing it. Yeah.
Hey man, y'all go follow and support Woody Twitch because he giving it real though. He saying some real stuff, bro. Now Rollo was going off some more about all this stuff. Just go to Academics page. I don't think I'm gonna play all the Rollo stuff unless I react to it and get more commentary.
Oh hell no!
He was basically just saying,
they say 10%. So long.
Woody and all them was sliding for him, saying they was the real.
It's crazy. It's charging hella slow.
You know, the informants, they were the real gangsters. So
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? And what's going down? Bruh, this thing tripping. Let me see what happened if I turn the car off, bro. My bad. I'm sitting right here charging this card, man, and there's some weird things going on. This thing charging so slow. Is it the charger? It is weird. I'm over here. I've been over here keeping tabs on this little I can't get my eyes off of it, man. This little situation with Young Thug and the little snitch allegations or whatnot. You feel me? This thing's just funny. Cause it's like, damn, Thug. All you had to do was get out. All Thug had to do was just get out of jail and just get back to the music. But he was so adamant on trying to convince everybody that Gunna is a thug. I mean, Gunna is a snitch, and trying to get everybody to turn on Gunna. That it didn't backfire on him now. You feel me? But so that's what y'all hear in the background. I've been watching all this stuff for the past couple of days. But anyway, man, Snax on Sports. I'm back with another one, man. We finna talk about this Micah Parsons trade. You did. What y'all on? What y'all on? You feel me? What y'all on? Papa J, what's going on? My boy Papa J in the building. My boy Papa J in the building. So everybody already know by now. You feel me? Breaking news yesterday. Breaking news. Blockbuster trade. You feel me? Then Friday night, we just finna have a little fun with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be on live for what, about an hour, 2 hours or whatever. I got a whole bunch of little clips because I'm still getting info on this too. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to, see what I'm trying to see what everybody talking about. So and what's the I'm gonna give my opinion on it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna play a couple clips of, the sports world giving their takes and their opinions on this Micah Parsons trade. Watching Papa J say, watching Jerry Jones self-destruct Dallas Cowboys make me appreciate Jed York. Hey, I feel you, because you know us Niners fans, we always love to see the Cowboys in distress and under duress. It's such a beautiful thing. However, I got a little bit of a different opinion about this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I kind of think on some real shit, maybe not this year, although we'll see, but I kind of feel like in the long run it might work out a little better for them. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna give my take why, but mainly because, like, everybody know Micah Parsons is a great player. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that he's not a great player, but I do kind of think that Micah, I do kind of think he I think he a little bit overrated. You know what I'm saying? Just as far as, like, I know the sack numbers look good over his first 4 years. You know, no less than 12 sacks in each of his first 4 years. He got a total of what, like 50-something sacks in his first 4 years and all that. But I'm gonna play some clips to kind of like back up kind of like how I feel about it. You know what I'm saying? Now, I done seen Micah Parsons in the play. Cause see, everybody know me, you feel me, and my whole stance on sports. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to results. You know what I'm saying? You got to put up stats. You know what I mean? Statistics and all that is a part of all of these games. And you got to put up stats to win. But sometimes, you know what I'm saying, you don't got to put up stats to win if you got a great team, and the production can be more spread out. Basically, my point is basically what I'm trying to say is, for me, it's about what you do in the biggest moments. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, everybody in the chat, like and subscribe. It's about what you do in the biggest moments, right? And for me, I know the Cowboys didn't make the playoffs, you feel me, this past year, right? But what was this, Micah Parsons' 4th year? And the first 3 years, I believe, they was in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? And every playoff run that they didn't have, Micah Parsons ain't really show up like that. You know what I'm saying? Meaning, it's like this, bro. They comparing Brody to Lawrence Taylor. Like, they talking about Brody is the next Lawrence Taylor and all that. And for me, I'm sorry, but I just don't see it. Like I said, he a great player. You know what I'm saying? So I give him that. I give him the fact that he a great player. But Lawrence Taylor, nah, I don't see that. Lawrence Taylor, and I talked about this in the last live when I was talking about his contract situation. Lawrence Taylor is not only one of the greatest defenders of all time, you know, defensive players of all time, bro. He one of the greatest players in general, overall. Like, Lawrence Taylor is like, you know what I'm saying, in NFL football. So it's like he was a straight game wrecker. You feel me? And so if you're gonna be compared to that, like, yeah, you gotta like, I want to see that in the big moments, though, not just in the regular season, because see, they want to talk about the sacks and all that, but sometimes some of these stats don't fully give you full context. I done seen Micah Parsons wreak havoc, you know, in certain games throughout the regular season or whatever, but a lot of those sacks may come, you know, at a time of the game, like, you know, sometimes at the end of games where maybe it's not a whole bunch of like for example, you know, let's say either the Cowboys may have been up big in a game or may have been down big in a game, right? Some of those sacks may have came at the end of some of those games when the game was already the outcome of the game was already decided, type shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying, like, if you're gonna be compared to somebody like Lawrence Taylor, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like, I need to see you show up like Lawrence Taylor in the playoffs. And I think Micah Parsons didn't play 4 games, 4 playoff games in his career from those first 3 years that they made the playoffs. He got 1 sack. You know what I'm saying? And the majority of those games, like, it's damn near like he wasn't even there. You know what I'm saying? Papa J said, hell nah, he ain't no LT, maybe Junior Seau. You know, even Junior Seau. Like, Junior Seau was one of them ones. You know what I'm saying? And Junior Seau played on the team that ended up going to the Super Bowl in the 94 season, and they end up getting blew out by us, the Niners. But I'm saying he showed up in big, like, I remember growing up watching Junior Seau. You know what I'm saying? Like, RIP Junior Seau. Junior Seau was that dude. Like, straight up. Like, ain't no, I'm not saying that Micah Parsons ain't that dude. He's a great player. He's an all-pro player. I'm just saying it's levels to this. I don't see Lawrence Taylor. You know what I'm saying? This kind of look like it's kind of speeding up. Target charge level active. What? What the hell is going on, man? My bad, y'all. I'm over here charging this car. So some things is going on. I'm gonna have to address this later on. But I seen Michael. I mean, what's his name? Junior Seau growing up. Junior Seau wreaked havoc, bro. You know what I'm saying? And all I'm saying is, if you the whole thing about Micah Parsons and the Dallas Cowboys was about the contract, right? Now, the contract he ended up getting from the Green Bay Packers after he got traded yesterday. So first I'll say this. You worth whatever a team pays you. So whatever they pay you, that's what you worth. You know what I'm saying? That's my overall stance on it. However, is he, like, in the grand scheme of things, is he genuinely like okay, like, he got $188 million over the course of 4 years. I think like 138 guaranteed or 130 something million guaranteed. And he's gonna be making $47 million annually, right? On average. So my thing is, him getting paid like that, like it is the amount that he's getting paid, is it going to match his play on the field? I don't see it. I see him doing his thing as far as, like, you know what I mean? I see him still being able to pressure the quarterback, you know what I mean, get sacks and all that. But like, is it gonna be that big of a like, if you get paid 40, like bro, that's the most lucrative contract, I believe, for a defensive player in the history of the game, or one of them. You know what I'm saying? And so if you gonna get paid that, bro, like, you got to like, what's the word, bro? Like, you have to not just show up, but like, you got to be a supreme difference maker, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't be in, like, you got to be one of them ones that, that you damn near should be the best defensive player in the league if you're gonna get paid like that. Now I know how it go, you know what I mean, in the NFL, it's like it's the who's next up mentality and all that. Papa J said, yeah, you're right, he ain't worth that money. That's what I'm saying. And I'm not saying he worth it like he don't like he ain't earned it or he don't deserve it, because I'm saying at the end of the day, you worth whatever somebody is paying. Whatever somebody chooses to pay you, that's what you worth. But I'm saying that's the reason why, so that's part of the reason why Jerry Jones didn't pay him all that money. Now that he done been paid, and he done been traded, it's now coming out that, I mean, the Dallas Cowboys and Jerry Jones, they offered that man $40 million a year. $40 million. Okay, now obviously the contract that he got is more lucrative than $40 million a year. He getting $47 million a year, so that's a total of $28 more million over the total length of the deal. You know what I'm saying? But they still offered him $40 million. You know what I'm saying? And now I do think that the situation kind of got it kind of got kind of personal, you know what I'm saying? Because from what Jerry say, you know what I'm saying, he thought they had a deal in place, like a handshake kind of deal. But you know, Micah Parsons was on some, you know what I mean? Talk to my we need to bring my agent in there. And ain't nothing wrong with saying that, but you know, I don't know. I guess Jerry Jones kind of felt some type of way about that. Like, we already got a deal in place. You know what I'm saying? What I need to talk to your agent for? You know what I'm saying? I'm $40 million a year for you to be the star defender of the Dallas Cowboys. What you mean? So you know, I'm finna play a few clips though of some things I was watching today, you know, yesterday and today. You did. Everybody in the chat, while y'all talking, you know what I'm saying? Give your boy a like one time, you did. But I'm finna play a few clips. Yeah, you understand me? Let's see here. Let me go back to my little history. It's one I want to play from yesterday. Of I guess Gilbert Arenas. He got another little so y'all know Gilbert Arenas got Gil's Arena, right? You know what I'm saying? Where they talk about the NBA and all that. But I guess he trying to expand his YouTube channel or whatnot. And so now he got a little show also, I guess from his you know, network of whatever, you know what I'm saying? And it's so I seen something yesterday with Skip Bayless, the coach, John Gruden brother, Jay Gruden, you feel me? And then the boy, what's the boy name? The former cornerback got in all that trouble, and his brother ended up killing somebody a couple years ago at the kids' football practice and all that. Let me see. Let me find it. Okay, no, wins. I done went back too far. Okay, right here, right? So some things that I agree with. There's some things that I agree with in this little, you know, this little debate they had, and there's some things I disagree with. But let me play this.
Listen, if you've been in a car accident, don't call an attorney.
Let me play this real quick. I've seen this, but
got this one.
I want to start with the drama down in Dallas. Micah Parsons, he stated he wants to be the highest paid non
Okay,
in
now,
the league. He's a young
now I'll say this too. This episode came out like this came out before the before the trade. You feel me? This came out before the trade. You know what I'm saying, or at least before the news of the trade was revealed to all of us. So keep in mind when y'all watching this, this is before the trade. You know what I'm saying? This episode, this little clip came out before the trade was announced.
TJ Watt just got $41 million a year. Myles Garrett, $40 million a year. He's 26 years old. He's 4-time Pro Bowler, 2-time All-Pro, and double-digit sacks.
So you got Skip Bayless.
But he's never led the league in sacks. So, do you guys think he should be the highest paid non-QB?
You got, what's Brody's name?
Football guys, you go first. Me personally, I don't think so. I think to be the highest paid guy, you got to be able to do multiple things, and I think he's a great pass rusher. There's no doubt about it. I mean, it's well documented his athleticism.
Jay Gruden.
The problem is Dallas Cowboys don't get in third down very often. Their run defense is atrocious right now, so his ability to rush a passer has been limited as of late. My point is you have to stop the run. He's not a great run defender. TJ Watt's a great edge setter. Myles Garrett, it's hard to run to his side. I just think as a pure pass rusher, talent-wise, sure, give him some money, but I don't think he's the elite number one defender in the National Football League. That's just me.
I think it's the market. If it's your time to get paid, you don't have to be the best. If you're the best at the time, and it's time for you
What's
to get
Brody's
paid,
name right here?
shit, you
I
get
forget
paid.
his name.
It's been corners who got paid more than me. They weren't fucking better than me. It just was how the market went. So at this point, they giving DNs $41 million. Parsons should get $41.5 because he's next. Hey, we just follow the market, baby. That's how the league go.
Okay, I'm going to disqualify myself.
Skip.
I'm a lifelong diehard
Skip
Cowboy fan.
Skip
but I'd
finna
like
set it
to
off.
say I'm an objective Cowboy fan, and I am with Coach Gruden on this one. Way overhyped and ultimately overrated if you're talking about the most guaranteed.
Yeah, you're right. Akeem Talib. Papa J, you right.
He came into this
Akeem
league,
Talib.
he's fifth in sacks, to your point, and he's fifth in quarterback hits. Ain't good enough. Since he came into this league, he had one big flash as a rookie when nobody knew how to figure him out and slow him down because he is elite quick and fast for his size. And he wrecks maybe 3 or 4 games his rookie year. And then the league figured him out. And down the stretch of his second year and down the stretch of his third year, the league just shut him out and wore him out because he's a little light for his frame, 6'3"-ish, 250-ish. And the tackles just engulf him and the chippers take big chips out of him and he just wears out over time. And since his rookie year, I have yet to see him wreck a game. And in his playoff games, 2 against San Francisco and 1, unfortunately, against Green Bay at home when they were a 7-point favorite as the 2 seed, he no-showed in all 3 games, especially the Green Bay game.
That's it.
When I had to look after the game at the chart just to see if he played because I couldn't remember whether he played in the freaking game. And now you're talking about Jerry is saying that back in March, he offered him man-to-man, face-to-face, just eye-to-eye in Jerry's office, no agent involved. Jerry said, I offered him almost $200 million.
So my thing is this. So what I agree with, I agree with Skip, and I agree with Jay Gruden. So my whole thing is like this. Great player. You cannot say Micah Parsons is not a great player. You feel me? He's an all-pro. He's made the Pro Bowl. He's been selected to the Pro Bowl all 4 years that he's been in the NFL, right? But my only thing is I don't feel that his impact is as big as they try to portray it to be. You know what I'm saying? I just don't feel that it is because I haven't seen it. Like for example, how Aaron Donald was. I mean, and for the longest, I didn't even see it for Aaron Donald. It seemed like every time every time I watched Aaron Donald play, I never seen him have one of those game record type of games. You know what I'm saying? Now, I was able to see that he got double and triple teamed a lot. You know what I'm saying? But with Micah Parsons, but you could still see, even, you know, in the games where Aaron Donald may not have had a big impact as far as like sack wise, he was always still like almost right there, you know what I'm saying, to getting the quarterback, like his quarterback hurries and rushes was always was always high, you know what I mean, to where with Micah Parsons, like I done seen too many times, you know what I'm saying, in a lot of games, in particular some of the bigger games, where they just able to take him out the game, period, point blank. Just like Skip Bayless just said, he has a bit of a smaller frame, so he's quicker and a little faster, but he's not good in, you know, run defensively, stopping the run, you know what I'm saying. Now he can get to the quarterback, but I've seen many times, too many times, where they just able to take Micah Parsons out the game. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm saying, like, his impact, I don't think his impact, like Jerry Jones is looking at it like this. Boy, your ass is asking for, you know, over $40 million a year and all that, bro. I just don't think it's you worth me paying you all of that. You know what I'm saying? Because your impact on the game, which basically meaning your impact on winning, is just not high enough. It's just not high enough, right? So one of the things I said in one of my last episodes talking about this situation before the trade was that when it comes to his impact, like this, like this, my thing. To me, it's really only one position in football that I feel like is totally unreplaceable. Meaning like, and that's the quarterback position, right? So basically meaning this, like if you don't have at least a serviceable quarterback, you know what I'm saying? You ain't got to have Patrick Mahomes, you know what I'm saying? But you got to have somebody at least serviceable, right? To good or great, you know what I'm saying? If you don't have at least a serviceable quarterback, you got no shot. You got absolutely no shot. Every other position on the football field can be replaced to some extent. I'm not saying that a player of Micah Parsons' caliber, or, you know, let's say like for a receiver, for example, like a Justin Jefferson, I'm not saying that you can replace a player like that with one player. You can, if you get if you swap out that type of player with another player of that caliber. But I'm saying, whether it's a receiver, whether if it's an elite receiver, an elite pass rusher, an elite running back, an elite safety, you know, cornerback or whatever, all of those positions you can make up for, you know what I'm saying, and they can be replaced collectively. You know what I'm saying? Like the quarterback position is the one that, and that's the reason why they get paid the most money. That's the one position to where, like, you can't really replace that if you don't have like something serviceable. Like if your quarterback ain't good, you know what I'm saying, you pretty much got no shot. You know what I'm saying? Because all the other positions on the field can't make up for the lack of having a serviceable quarterback. You know what I'm saying? And a prime example of that is, I talked about, this was another thing I talked about, I think on one of my last lives. A prime example of that is the 2022 NFC Championship between the Philadelphia Eagles and the San Francisco 49ers, right? All we heard and all we continue to hear about Brock Purdy is how much, it was everybody else. It's all the weaponry, all the weapons is the reason why, the team has had all the success. And I'm not saying that that's not true, but I'm just proving how not having a good quarterback, or at least a serviceable quarterback, or if you don't have a good quarterback, how you can't win, right? So they talking about look at all the weapons that Brock Purdy got, you know what I mean? And then look on the defensive end, all of the great players that they got on the defensive end, you know what I'm saying? That's the reason why they win. And it ain't Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy is just a product of the weapons around him, right? Okay, bet. So during the NFC Championship game, when he got hurt on that first drive, the team could not function at all, not even a little bit. Like they had absolutely no shot. Okay? Because why? Because Brock Purdy, the quarterback, who was a rookie, was not there. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't available. So they didn't have a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Because the two quarterbacks that were ahead of him in the depth chart, they was already done for the year. Trey Lance started out that year as the starter. He got hurt in week 2. Then Jimmy Garoppolo came in. Jimmy Garoppolo wasn't even supposed to be on the team that year. He was supposed to be already done, traded. But what happened with that situation is, part of it was I don't think they was able to find a trade that they wanted. The type of trade that would suffice for them as for trading Jimmy Garoppolo, because they had already went to 2 NFC Championship games with him and a Super Bowl. Okay, so that was part of it, but a bigger part of it was once they got to training camp and the reins was already given to Trey Lance. Once they got to training camp, they seen that even though the team was given to Trey Lance, Kyle Shanahan seen that, you know what? This guy may not be fully ready yet. So they kept Jimmy Garoppolo on board. You know what I mean? And they said, we're going to just have him as a backup. So Trey Lance got hurt in week 2. Jimmy Garoppolo came in, and for the next, 5 or 6 or 7 games, he played like the Jimmy Garoppolo of 2019 when they went to their first Super Bowl. Maybe even better. Jimmy Garoppolo was playing flawless for those 5 or 6 games. Then he got hurt. And then Brock Purdy came in. And Brock Purdy came in and picked up right where Jimmy Garoppolo left off. It was like not a drop-off, not even a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And we went on a run and went all the way to the NFC Championship game. So the 2 quarterbacks that were ahead of Brock Purdy were already done for the season. So Brock Purdy was essentially a third string. Once he went down, they didn't really have no adequate quarterback no more. Okay, so, but the team could not function at all. Okay, who was the quarterback that had came in? What's his name? The journeyman. You know what I mean? Some 12, 13 year. I forget his name. He's a black quarterback, but he was like a 12 or 13 year veteran that had bounced around from team to team to team. And he was on the team because I guess, Kyle Shanahan just felt comfortable with him as far as knowing the offense. Now, he's not a very good quarterback. You know what I'm saying? It's the reason why he didn't bounce around from team to team his whole career. But he was all we had left. And then he even got hurt in that game. But this is my point. My point in saying that is once Brock Purdy went down, the team that wasn't even like a real NFC Championship game because we was essentially playing without a quarterback, right? So the team couldn't function without a quarterback. But who was there? Christian McCaffrey was there still. Deebo Samuel was there. Brandon Ayuk was there. George Kittle was there. Our Hall of Fame offensive lineman Trent Williams was there. our all-pro fullback, Kyle Juszczyk, was still there. These is all bona fide all pros that I'm talking about. Okay. On the defensive end, Nick Bosa was still there. Fred Warner was still there. And so what's his name? Dre Greenlaw was still there, and we had a solid secondary at that time. So basically, my point is the whole narrative behind Brock Purdy is and was that it was everybody else is the reason why the team is successful. But when Brock Purdy wasn't available to play, all of those same players that everybody want to talk about was the reason for the team's success. And I'm not saying that they aren't the reason they weren't the reason for the team's success, or that they didn't have anything to do with it. My point is saying that without a quarterback, if you don't have a quarterback, it doesn't matter what else is around or what else is on the team. Those other positions cannot make up for the loss of not having a serviceable quarterback to run the team. It's just that position is way too important. You know what I'm saying? So how that leads to what I'm saying about Micah Parsons. What I'm saying about Micah Parsons is, and probably what Jerry Jones was looking at now. He was willing to pay the man $40 million a year. You know what I'm saying? But still, even in that, I feel like Jerry Jones probably thought even that's probably too much. Not too much, but like you ain't really worth that, because you know what I'm saying? Like what I mean when I'm saying this, bro, is not to say, like I said, I got to keep saying it because you know it's gonna sound like I'm saying that he's not a good player. Micah Parsons is one of the best in the league at what he does at rushing the passer. So I understand that. I'm just saying it's not as big as it's not like as big as he's like his impact on the team and on the game, and when it comes to winning, is not as big as like the type of contract he was warranting. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm trying to say. And so people will say, okay, well, what about like I think Papa J said that about well, what about Dak Prescott? But that goes back to my point though. I'm not saying Dak Prescott is Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen or some shit, but still, Dak Prescott is a good quarterback. And if you don't have Dak Prescott, then what you gonna do? Who you gonna get? If you don't got Dak Prescott, you ain't fit to do nothing at all. So that's the reason why Dak Prescott is the highest paid quarterback in the league, is just because his turn was up to get his new contract. And so you got to pay him because he's the quarterback. And if you don't pay him, then you are severely like hurting your team. Like that's a detriment to your team if Dak Prescott, if you don't have a quarterback. So with the quarterback position, you hijacked. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to pay that man. You know what I'm saying? If you don't pay that man, then you basically are forfeiting your season. So that's the difference. You know what I'm saying? Is Dak Prescott worth $60 million a year? Like I said, you worth whatever you getting paid. But is he like really legitimately worth that? No, he's not worth that. You know what I mean? He's not worth that. You know what I mean? He's somewhere, he should be paid somewhere around that $45-50 million a year range. You feel me? You know, he ain't better than Pat Mahomes. He ain't better than Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts. You know what I mean? So that's the top 5 quarterbacks in the league right there. Then you got the young buck coming up for the Commanders, Jaden Daniels. You know what I'm saying? You got Brock Purdy. You got you know what I'm saying? So I would say Dak Prescott is, you know, he's somewhere within that 7, 8 to 11 and 12 range as far as ranking as a quarterback. But he was due to get paid, so they had to pay him. But I agree with Skip. You know what I'm saying? Like all Skip is basically saying is like bro, like and then, you know, Micah Parsons was acting like, you know, even before this contract, even if they didn't pay him. So my very, very, very last episode of Snax on Sports, it wasn't a live, but it was a pre-recorded episode where I'm basically saying this. Micah Parsons has no leverage. Now he ended up getting the money that he wanted and all that. But Micah Parsons didn't have any leverage at all. You know what I'm saying? They kind of did him a favor when it comes to leverage by trading him. And they only did that because they didn't want to pay him all that money. And then Jerry Jones also got his emotions into it, you know, somewhat. You know what I mean? Because I guess he said Micah Parsons told him after he kept, you know, after he thought they had a handshake deal, but Micah never sign on a dotted line because he wanted for his agent to be involved in the deal or whatever, as far as just like being able to go over it and talk to Jerry Jones and basically finalize it. So I guess Jerry Jones kept getting at Micah Parsons, and Micah Parsons was like, look, if you ain't gonna talk to my agent, don't call me no more type shit. You know what I'm saying? And Jerry Jones took offense to that. You know what I mean? His pride was affected. And then so he's like, oh, that's how you gonna get at your boy? That's how you gonna get at your boy? Okay. You know what I'm saying? And so from that point on, that's where it kind of got fractured at. And then, you know, they probably said, man, Jerry's probably like, man, I wasn't really trying to pay you that much money anyway. So now you want to act like that, man, we finna ship your ass up out of here type shit. You feel me? Even though he was saying opposite to the public, you know what I'm saying? Because Jerry Jones just had a interview with what's his name, with Stephen A last week, where he said the total opposite. Man, I ain't trading Micah Parsons. All the while, you know what I mean, they was trying to trade his monkey ass anyway, and then he ended up getting traded. So they ended up trading him. So yeah, but I'm gonna get back to, man, what the plugged in and locked away, charge power low. Man, why is this shit doing this, bro? It's weird. But yeah, so let me play the rest of this clip. You feel me? Let me play the rest of this.
Guaranteed. I don't know if you follow it, but that would put him up above all but 6 quarterbacks in guaranteed money. So there are a whole bunch of quarterbacks, Lamar and Baker Mayfield, that they don't make near $200 million guaranteed. And it just nukes all the Myles Garretts and the TJs and the Nick Bosas. They're 80, 90, 100 million short of 200 million. Well, Jerry said, I wanted to shake his hand in the office. Well, now they're at a stalemate because he pissed Jerry off and he hurt his pride. Micah should have just shaken his hand because Jerry just worked on handshakes and just take it and run with it. But you know, and I know what's going to happen. Jerry's going to cave in. He just likes to bleed these things out, so he can stay. You can't let him go. Yeah, you can't let him. They're not going to trade.
You could say he disappeared in those playoff games, but the whole damn Cowboys team disappeared.
Like I said, keep in mind this clip right here is before the trade was made public. It was before he actually got traded.
Okay, but
this came out on the same day, which was yesterday. But this little episode came out, like, I want to say an hour or two before the trade was made public. This is about a bitch. Come on, man.
If you were sexually abused at a juvenile detention center,
here we go with the sexually abused.
You might still qualify for compensation.
I want to start with the drama down.
is going to cave in. He just likes to bleed these things out, so he can stay in.
You can't let him go.
Yeah,
You can't let him
they're not going to trade.
You can say he disappeared in those
Jules.
playoff games, but the whole damn Cowboys team disappeared.
Okay, but
You know what I'm
he is the lightning rod supposedly of the defense.
Dak got paid as the highest guy when it was his time. Dak ain't never been the top quarterback in the league. But when it was his time to get paid, what the market was, he set the bar.
Okay,
Damn,
when you-
so-
But I feel what Aqib Talib is saying, but just like I got through saying, right? Like, bro, the reason why Dak got paid is because he's the quarterback. His position is a much more. Now, I will say because Micah Parsons is a linebacker, right? Linebacker slash defensive end. You know what I mean? But I think his position title is a linebacker, but essentially he's a pass rusher. Okay, so I will say that outside of a quarterback, probably the next most important position on the field is a pass rusher. Now I know the pass rusher ain't a position name or a position title, but I'm just saying whether you an outside linebacker or whether you a defensive end, I'm gonna just say pass rusher just for what I'm talking about. I would say being a pass rusher is probably the second most, because it's the second most important position in football, because of it's outside of maybe a left tackle or offensive tackle, but just because of it's the position that directly opposes the quarterback. So like the quarterback's job is to move the offense and lead the offense down the field and score and get points. The pass rusher's job is to wreck the offense, to stop the offense. You know what I mean? To get the quarterback on the ground. You know what I'm saying? So I will say that being a pass rusher is probably the second most important position after a quarterback. Like I said, because it directly opposes what the quarterback is trying to do. But still, even in that, it's not the impact that a quarterback can have on the game is way bigger than the impact that a pass rusher can have on the game, unless you somebody like a Aaron Donald or a Reggie White or the man that they trying to compare Micah Parsons to, Lawrence Taylor. If you that level of a pass rusher, then okay, you know what I'm saying? You can wreak some havoc. But other than that, the impact that a pass rusher can have, it doesn't come close to the impact that a solid, serviceable to elite quarterback can have. You feel me? It just don't match up.
Agreed, he got overpaid.
Hell yeah,
Twice.
It's half the guys who get paid in the league get overpaid.
Okay, so here we go again in Dallas.
So why change with
Yet
Parsons?
another. Huh?
Why change with Parsons? If
Okay.
everybody else get overpay Parsons' ass too.
Okay, but my point
market.
is, it's a long history of these guys in Dallas of overpaid.
I don't think it's they're changing with. I don't think it's like they're changing with Micah Parsons. But you gotta also understand, Jerry Jones looking at it from a standpoint of like this too. Like, come on, big dog. He looking at it from a standpoint. I just paid Dak Prescott $60 million. I just renewed his contract last year. Gave him all that money, and he missed damn near what? More than half the season last year. Then CeeDee Lamb, I just gave him $35 million. I just gave him a new contract last year or the year before, whatever it was. And although, you know what I'm saying, the quarterback needs somebody to throw the ball to, I'm sorry, bro. Like the receiver position is important, it's just not the receiver position is important, bro. It's just not as important. It can be replaced, bro. If they don't have CD Lamb, they can make up for not having CD Lamb. You know what I'm saying? As a committee, you know what I mean? As a receiving committee, you know what I mean? Who else did they pay? Somebody else that they paid, but Jerry Jones is looking at it like, man, I'm paying all these damn players, you know what I'm saying, all this money, and we not even doing a damn thing, man. We not, you know what I'm saying? I gave this man $60 million last year. This man missed more than half the season. You feel me? I paid CD Lamb $35 million. We ain't even make the playoffs last year. So now, and I know somebody would say, well, Micah Parsons, goated in the building. What's going on? I know Micah Parsons was like, well, it's my turn, bro. What they got to do with me? But I'm saying all that to say, Micah Parsons was not like, even if he didn't get a new contract, he was still gonna make $24 million this year. My mother acting like he getting paid $2.4 million. Boy, your ass was gonna get paid $24 million. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, they actually did Micah Parsons a favor, bro, because they could have played hardball. You know what I'm saying? Like I said this in my last episode. They could have played hardball because of the fact that they got him they had him under contract for this year, right? If he would have held out, go to, just up in this thing, you know what I'm saying? It's football time now, so it's time to get it in on the football talk. But if he would have held out, you don't get paid. You know what I'm saying? So now you paying them back money, right? So you would have had to eventually come in and start playing. Otherwise, you would have ended up missing. Each game would have cost him what, $1.2 million a year or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Because he was gonna get $24 million this year, right? Then they didn't have to give him a contract next year. They could have franchised him. You know what I'm saying? And then the year after that, they could have franchised him again. So they had Dak Prescott for another 3 years if they really wanted to. Now the franchise tag money is good money. You know what I mean? He would have got paid $40 million a year for each year, something like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's good money, but I'm just saying that he didn't have no leverage, at all. So they actually done him a favor by trading him. So now he got his long-term deal, you know what I'm saying? And he's the highest paid defender in the league. But one thing I'll say about it, and I'm going to play some other clips that kind of verify this, what I'm saying too. One thing I'll say about it is, I don't care what nobody say. Okay? He's happy that he got his money. Okay? But there is a part of him that is kind of bummed out that he ain't with the Cowboys no more. I know that for a fact. He ain't just it just is, bro, because it's I'm going to a new team. It's a new environment. It's you know what I mean? It's the Green Bay Packers are a legendary franchise too. You know what I'm saying? But you was with the Dallas Cowboys, the star on your helmet. You feel me? That's something that's feasible for you and you could benefit off of whether the team is good or not. Yes, the Green Bay Packers are one of the more legendary teams in the league as well. Yes, they are. But for the Green Bay Packers, it really only counts if they are when they're a good team. And they are a good team now. You know what I'm saying? But when they a Super Bowl contender type of team, then that's when all of the stature and the allure about being a Green Bay Packer actually comes back into play. You know what I'm saying? But for the Dallas Cowboys, it really don't matter if you a good team or not. Being on that team just kind of gives you a different level of status and stature. You feel me? Go to say NFC North. has stacked O-lines. Parsons' stats going to drop a lot. Packers have recent history too. Can't say the same for the Cowgirls. You right. I'm just saying. Only thing I'm saying in saying that is the Packers do have recent history. But I mean, the Cowboys haven't been like a horrible team like the past 3 or 4 years. Last year they was a bad team because Dak Prescott missed more than half the season. And just like I got you saying earlier, if you don't got a quarterback, you don't got nothing. I don't give a damn what else you got on your team. If you don't got a quarterback, you don't got nothing. And like I said, that was proved off of I proved that. One of my ways of proving that is the 2022 NFC Championship game once Brock Purdy went down. Because they had all that talent around Brock Purdy that everybody was saying was the main reason that Brock Purdy was just a product of all the talent that was around him. But as soon as Brock Purdy got hurt and wasn't available no more in that game, the team couldn't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't move the ball, couldn't do a damn thing. You understand me? So, yeah, the Cowboys had a bad year last year. But before that, I think they had 3 straight years with who was their coach? What's the boy name? With Mike McCarthy, where they won 12 or more games for like 3 years in a row. So it's just that when they get to the playoffs, they don't do shit. You feel me? Niners made 3. Goated said Niners made 3 championship games with Jimmy G though. Was it 3 or was it 2? Because they made it in 19 when they went to the Super Bowl. Then in 20, they took a step back. Then in 21, they went back there. And that's when they lost to the Rams. That's when they lost to the Rams in the NFC Championship game. And then in 22, they went back there, and Jimmy G was still on the team, but he wasn't supposed to be on the team because it was supposed to be Trey Lance's team at that time, but he got hurt in week 2. You know what I mean? And it's a blessing that Trey Lance ended up, but for me as a Niners fan, I'm telling you right now, it's a blessing that, and it's not to shit on Trey Lance, but I'm just saying it was a blessing that it was a total blessing that Trey Lance got hurt. Because if Trey Lance would have never got hurt that year and he would have been our quarterback the entire year, we wouldn't have ended up in the NFC Championship game. We just wouldn't have. He just wasn't. I was never a believer in Trey Lance like that. Never. I was a believer that maybe somewhere down the line he can grow into being a solid quarterback, but I was never for replacing Jimmy G with Trey Lance. You know what I'm saying? I was never for that. You know what I mean? So it was actually a blessing in disguise that he got hurt and that Jimmy G was still on the team to back him up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're right. It was 19 and 21. It was 19 and 21. And then in 22, he was on the team. And once Trey Lance got hurt, Jimmy G came in, and for like that 6 games that he played before he got hurt, before Jimmy G got hurt, he was playing like the 2019 Jimmy G, straight up. You feel me? I remember that season like the back of my black ass. He was balling. He was absolutely balling. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was playing like one of the top 3 or 4 quarterbacks in the league. And then he got hurt. And then insert Brock Purdy. And then Brock Purdy picked up right where Jimmy G left off. And then we went to the NFC Championship game. So, but I'm saying that I forgot why I was saying that, but Go to Langelo said that's what happens when you draft a quarterback who plays 7 games in college against the more. And I mean, hey, man, I'm not gonna sit here and lie like I wasn't like I didn't believe the hype at a certain point with Trey Lance. I just wasn't for I just wasn't for just snatching Jimmy G out and inserting him. I just wasn't for that. You know what I mean? To me, it was similar with, because Goated, you know how I am, bro. I'm all about winning, bro. And I don't care if it looks like sexy or not. With Jimmy G, we won 70% of our games. Period, point blank. That just is what it is. I know everybody want to say he had the Jimmy Oh no throws and all that. I never said that Jimmy G was the best quarterback in the league, but you know, they want to talk about turning the ball over. What quarterback don't turn the ball over? Every quarterback that throws interceptions. You know what I mean? Unless you were Aaron Rodgers in his prime, he didn't throw a lot of interceptions in his prime. Or for the most part, like Tom Brady, he threw some interceptions. He didn't throw a lot either, but I mean, that's the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? So that's you could just throw him out of there, because I mean, he's just on a whole different level. Outside of that, every quarterback throws interceptions. Josh Allen throws interceptions. Joe Burrow throws interceptions. Lamar Jackson throws interceptions. Like every quarterback that they want to say is Patrick Mahomes throws interceptions. Every quarterback that they want to say is elite throws interceptions. So I was never on the whole thing with Jimmy G about, oh, well, he throws interceptions and all this and all that, because now, did he sometimes have some bad interceptions to where they seem like they came at a bad time, kind of similar to like Tony Romo? Yeah, he had a few of those, but he had some dope throws too. And I never seen his mistakes, his interceptions be like a true hindrance to the team overall. You know what I'm saying? It just never was. Like I said, Jimmy G was here with us for what, 5 years? Bro, we won 70% of our games. You know what I'm saying? Like when he was here, we on the average, they won 7 out of 10 games. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, what you want me to do? So that was my whole thing with Trey Lance. And it's kind of similar to the Alex Smith, Colin Kaepernick thing. I wasn't for Colin Kaepernick just being thrusted into there like that. I was kind of upset because I'm like, damn, Alex Smith been trash his whole career. You know what I'm saying? Alex Smith was straight up garbage, man. His whole career. Jim Harbaugh comes in, resurrects his career, actually makes him a serviceable quarterback, and we actually become a great team. He has a great couple years, you know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, then he got hurt, and then enter Colin Kaepernick, and then he never got his job back again. And I'm like, damn, like I just wasn't feeling that, because I felt like, damn, bro, like he went through the fire and finally got to some success, and then it's getting snatched right from up under him. However, but I gotta say, even though we ultimately didn't win the Super Bowl, Jim Harbaugh knew what he was talking about. I ultimately had to jump on the bandwagon, because I don't know if y'all remember, because it was you know, so long ago now, but that first 2 to 3 years of Colin Kaepernick, nigga, like he was playing like he was like a bona fide, like if you just take his first 2 to 3 years, if you could make the Hall of Fame off 2 or 3 years, he would have been a bona fide Hall of Fame. Because I mean, he was doing stuff in that first 2 or 3 years, bro, that like it was just like, this dude is finna be the fucking GOAT type shit. You know what I'm saying? Colin Kaepernick was off the charts. You know what I'm saying? And then the league kind of caught up to him a little bit. That's kind of what it was, but more of what happened to Colin Kaepernick is when they fired Jim Harbaugh. Then once they fired Jim Harbaugh, that's when Colin Kaepernick kind of started to see somewhat of a downfall. You know what I'm saying? Because they got rid of the coach that groomed him into being what he ended up being. You feel me? Go to Leandro said, game manager or not, Jimmy got shit done. Respect. Period. Point blank. I'm wait 100%. I 100% agree with you on that, and that's all I was saying. Like, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I was not feeling the Trey Lance thing at all. I wasn't feeling it. And once they got to training camp in 2022, the year that they gave the team to Trey Lance, like it's like that's nothing. He ain't even had to fucking earn it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they picked him so high in the draft at number 3 that they just like gave him the team and shit. You know, you feel me? And the whole talk about Jimmy G, like the whole Jimmy G bashing and all that never even started or became a thing until the Super Bowl in 2019, and that little bit of an overthrow to Emmanuel Sanders. Like, and then all of a sudden it was kind of like after that, and then the following year it was kind of like Jimmy G, get him up out of here. And it's like, bro, like I remember watching that game, bro. Like, to me, like everybody wanted to put it on the over. If he would have dropped, for one, bro, like he didn't like overthrow him hella bad, bro. Like he overthrew him by a little bit, but like that throw would have had to have been like absolutely perfect. Like he would have had to absolutely like drop it in the bucket. There's most NFL quarterbacks would have overthrew him a little bit, like Jimmy G did. Like it wasn't like Emmanuel Sanders was wide open. He wasn't wide open. He had a step or two on the defender, but he wasn't just like wide open. To me, the play that had more of an effect on us losing that Super Bowl in 2019 was on defense. We were up 20-10 in the fourth quarter. So, I mean, essentially, Jimmy G had done his job. Now, I know you could say, okay, 20 points ain't a whole lot of points, and simultaneously, you can say that it was the fourth quarter with under 10 minutes to go, and the Kansas City Chiefs, after having that explosive year offensively that year, the defense had only gave up 10 points up until that point of the game, with it being a fourth quarter under 10 minutes to go. So they had did their job too. But I'm saying, bro, like they were up 20-10. Jimmy G and the Niners had to lead. Okay. The play to me that broke our back, that opened up the door for them to be able to come back and win that game in the fourth, was when it was 3rd and 15. Like I said, we up 20-10. It's 3rd and 15. Patrick Mahomes drops back like a 15-step drop back and kind of like just throws a wobbler up there to Tyreek Hill, the fastest receiver in the league at the time, maybe still now, but the fastest receiver in the league. And the ball was thrown so like wobbly that Tyreek Hill had to stop and like kind of like turn around and come back to the ball. And he was still wide open. Like I'm talking about wide open. There were no defenders around him. And I'm like, where's the defense at? Where are the defenders at? Okay. If we stop them on that play on 3rd and 15, I guarantee you 99.9% we go on to win that Super Bowl, because then they gotta punt the ball back to us. We get the ball back under 10 minutes to go, up 20-10. So now everybody know the Shanahans, we run the ball. That's what we do. Okay. Kyle Shanahan would have got the ball. We would have at least took another 5 to 6 minutes off the clock, assuming that we would have been able to get a few more first downs on that drive, and we would have just ran the clock out and we would have been Super Bowl champions. So to me, that 3rd and 15 play when we was on defense, that had more of an to me, more of an effect on why we end up losing that Super Bowl than Jimmy G's overthrow to Emmanuel Sanders. That wasn't even a bad throw. You know what I'm saying? It was like I said, did he overthrow him? A little bit. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't. Let me try to pull that up real quick. Let me try to pull that up. But it was, they make it seem like he just like they make it seem like Emmanuel Sanders was wide open and Jimmy G just overthrew him about 15 yards. And that just was not the case. You feel me? That was not the case. I'm gonna get back to Micah Parsons right now. But let me try to find that real quick. Hold on, big dog. Hold on, big dog. Let me find. Okay. Jimmy G. Emmanuel Sanders. Yeah, here you go, right here.
Before their first ride.
Here you go, right here.
Screened every year.
I know I'm kind of going off on a tangent, but
Garoppolo airs it out. Sanders downfield.
Look. Okay, look. Okay, let me show y'all this, bro. Hold on, big dog. Yeah, shit, me. Let me show y'all this, man. Yeah, I'm talking about 57 in the building. Okay, now let me show y'all this. Look at this. Look. He wasn't wide open, bro. He was not wide open. It's two defenders right on his heels.
33 left. It's 4th and 10.
And they want to look, and then they gassing it up. He had him. Like, he was not wide open, bro. And that's part of the reason why everybody feel how they feel, is because the announcers gassed it up. He had him, overthrow.
What Kansas City wanted,
look.
But Emmanuel Sanders, he gets by Ward and Fenton. They're trying to double him on the outside.
Bro, he's not wide open.
Yeah, just overshot it.
He's not wide open, bro. He's open, but not wide open. Look!
Is overthrown.
Look! They right on his heels, bro. He had like a step or two. Look at this. Look at this. Come on, bro. They right on his heels. Now, I'll say this. If this defender right here, number 27, if he's not in the picture and it is just this guy, okay, I kind of understand it a little bit more. 27 is right on his damn heels. Okay? And then you got another defender right there backing it up. So it's like, like I said, if it's just this guy right here, okay, and you say, okay, 1 yard, 2 yards, 3 yards, that's like a three yards of a step. He's 3 yards ahead of him. So in the NFL, you know, that's considered wide open. You feel me? But the fact that number 27 is right there, bro, like, come on, stop it, bro. Like, we not finna do that, bro. Like, he wasn't just super wide open like that. You feel me? Like Jimmy G just, you know what I mean? But anyway, I just wanted to show that real quick. I don't even remember why I started, because we started talking about Jimmy G and all that. But yeah, but let me get back to Micah Parsons.
For high quote-unquote stars. Isn't that the history under Jerry over the last 30 years? Isn't that why they don't win?
They got gutted by the Packers in the playoffs. He didn't even show up to the game. Last year, they're 28th in the league.
Did Dak show up?
Yeah.
Yeah, he threw a couple interceptions. They're 28th in the league in defense.
You feel me? Fuck showed up.
Shit happens. It's hard. Quarterback's hard. A lot harder playing defensive end and not making a tackle or a sack or even being in the stat sheet in the playoff game. They're 28th in the league in defense last year. You're telling me they have the highest paid defensive player in the NFL on their defense, and they're 28th in the league? Ain't no damn. TJ Watt ain't going to be 28th on any defense he plays in. They ain't going to be 28th ranked.
Period. 1,000% agree with that. He basically saying that, like, bro, Micah Parsons, once again, I gotta say it again, great player. But if you so great, if you're that great, okay, how are you worth all of this money, $47 million a year, but the defense that you're playing on is the 28th ranked defense in the league? It's only 32 teams. So it's only 29, 30, 31, 30. It's only 4 teams worse than you out of 32 teams. So if his impact on the defense is so great, why are you the 28th ranked defense in the league? And just like you said, TJ Watt, hey, I don't give a damn if they got if the rest of all of the other 10 defenders playing with TJ Watt is straight up bums, straight cheeks, okay? If TJ Watt is on your defense is not going to be ranked 28th. It's just not. That's the impact that you should have if you really like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm not saying, look, Micah Parsons is a great player, bro. I just think he's rated. You know what I mean? As far as like his impact on the game, his impact on winning. I just think he's a little overrated. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? And ultimately, I feel like the Dallas Cowboys actually, we'll see about this year, but definitely I feel like going forward, this is going to be, I think it's going to be better for them this way. You know what I'm saying? Because if they pay Micah Parsons, even if they don't give him that $47 million a year that Green Bay gave him, and they give him $40 million a year, now you paying Micah Parsons $40 million a year. You paying Dak Prescott $60 million a year. You paying what's his name? CD Lamb $35 million a year. Okay? So bro, like, after a while, you how you gonna fill out the rest of the team when all your money is going to three or four players? You know what I'm saying? So I kind of think they actually dodged a bullet with this one. You know what I'm saying? Because and that's just me. I know the whole football world is how could you do this and how could you trade Micah Parsons and all this and that. I think at the end of the day, bro, like I think it's gonna end up being better for the Cowboys in the long run, because they saved some money cap wise this year and going forward. Okay, you essentially get 3 players. I heard Cam Newton say this earlier on First Take, and it's true. You essentially get 3 players in exchange for 1, because they traded him for I don't know the dude name, but you know what I mean. They got a defensive player in return for him, plus 2 first-round picks. So you're going to get 3 players in exchange for 1. And then, just like I've been saying, like this whole time, bro, like Jerry Jones is looking at it like this. I've been handing out money. Like, it was different in the 90s when he had to pay, you know, Emmitt Smith and Troy Aikman, and I know, you know, it was a little holdout for Emmitt Smith too. You know what I mean? After they won a Super Bowl and before they won their second one, but still, it was different when he paid Dion Michael Irvin and you know, Troy Aikman and Emmitt Smith and, you know, Leon Lett and you know, all of the players that they had to pay at that time. Now those players wouldn't get paid what these players are getting today, but still, it was different then. Why? Because they were winning. They were contending for Super Bowls and they were winning. Like Jerry Jones looking at it like, bro, I've been paying all this money to these motherfuckers. Man, we didn't even make the playoffs last year. Like, so like I'm tired of just could they have afforded to do it? Yeah, they could have paid him, but now they're going to be able to get better committee wise, or what's the word that I'm looking for? As a they're going to be able to, instead of putting hella money in one player, now they can spread that money out, you know what I'm saying, to several different players. You know what I'm saying? And I actually think that's the better way to do it anyway. Especially if like you've been on a team for the past 4 years, bro. We got what, one playoff win to show for it in 4 years? So nah, bro. Like he like, nah, I'm good. I gotta pay Dak Prescott because he's the quarterback. And if I ain't got no quarterback, then we ain't got no shot. And then I gotta pay CeeDee Lamb too, because I don't have to, you know what I'm saying? We can make up for the loss of him committee-wise too, but he is one of the all-pro receivers in the league, and Dak Prescott needs somebody to throw the ball to. So I'm going to pay him too. Now, we do need somebody to rush the passer, to rush the quarterback as well, and that's what Micah Parsons did, but he didn't do it enough to, he didn't have enough of an impact to where Jerry Jones felt like, hey, man, listen, I'll pay you, but, you know what I'm saying, you're going to take this money, you're going to take it or leave it, dog. Take this $40 million, and I don't want to talk to your agent. You know what I'm saying? Take this money right here, right now, sign this contract. Otherwise, hey, kick rocks, man. Just like the title say, man, kick rocks. You feel me? And that's exactly what happened. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like in the long run, it's going to be better for the Cowboys, bro. Like everybody looking at them like they just made a stupid move right now, but I feel like ultimately it's going to be better for them in the long run. Go to say, 57 up in the building. 57 up in the building. You understand me? But yeah, I'm going to play a few more clips because I'm just, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just hearing what everybody's saying off this, my damn self, and giving my little feedback off what they saying. You feel me? So.
No, Myles Garrett's not going to be on a 29th ranked defense. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. Not to say that defensive end has that much of an impact on a game, but if you want to be the highest paid defensive player, you should have more impact on your team.
Like Myles Garrett.
I just got through saying that.
Kind of like Myles Garrett, right?
He has impact. It's
Cleveland trash, bro.
I know this. I know this. If I call a play, I know where that sumbitch is on the running play.
Listen, the difference is, I hear what Aqib Talib is saying. He basically saying, okay, you want to mention Myles Garrett, like what he do has more impact. For one, Myles Garrett is the defensive player of the year. Okay. For two, the Cleveland Browns ain't had no damn quarterback, man. They haven't had a quarterback, okay, who they thought they was getting ready to have in Deshaun Watson. You know what I mean? Mr. Massage Table. You feel me? Mr. Massage Table himself. You understand me? Like, he been hurt, and when he been out there, he been straight butt cheeks, man. Straight ass. So that's the difference. That's what Myles Garrett can say. Myles Garrett can say, hey man, my team ain't had an adequate quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So, and that proves what I've been saying, that you can have an all-pro at the defensive lineman. You can have an all-pro at the linebacker position, an all-pro in the secondary, an all-pro, you know what I mean, at all the skill positions, running back, receiver. You can have an all-pro on the offensive line. If you don't have a quarterback, it don't matter. it don't matter even a little bit. You're not doing nothing. You understand me? So I see what Aqib Talib is trying to say. He's trying to say, well, if you're going to bring up Myles Garrett, his team ain't done nothing either. The difference is that his team hasn't had a solid, adequate, serviceable quarterback, you know what I'm saying, to run the team. That's the difference. You feel me? That's the difference. But I totally agree that Myles Garrett has a somewhat of a bigger impact than somebody like Micah Parsons. That's just how I feel. You feel me? That's just how I feel, big dog. You know what I'm saying? Don't get mad at me. You know what I'm saying? All right, let me get back to this. Hey, man, share the live, man. Share the live, man. Like, subscribe, and all that, man. Share the live, though, man. Send it to your peoples, though, man. I know it's Friday night. Everybody out and about doing their little thug thizzle.
Same with Parsons.
Same with Parsons. I don't give a damn.
Block him. Wreck the game. That's why he don't wreck games, because they pay so much attention to him. They're going to make sure the runner come chip him. They're going to make sure a tight end is on his side.
Pass play, yes. On a run play, I don't give a damn where Mike is at.
I feel it.
In fact,
hey, this is my thing with that too. Aqib Talib, that's another thing. I feel what you're saying, bro. He's saying, oh well, you know what I mean. That's part of the reason why sometimes they don't have a big he don't have a big impact in certain games is because they double teaming them, they chipping them with whatever. And Jay Gruden, the coach, is saying, okay, maybe in the pass rush, that's a little bit more effective. As far as running the ball, he should be much more effective as a run stopper. Not only that, my thing is like this, brother. I don't want to hear no Lawrence Taylor comparisons. And you talking about, oh, well, they're double teaming me. This and that. No, they double team Lawrence Taylor too. So I don't want to hear it. Lawrence Taylor, Reggie White, Aaron Donald, Nick Bosa. Now Nick Bosa has kind of been, he's kind of been down the past year or two, but he still played well. He just has gotten as many sacks the past year or two. But basically my point is, y'all talking about Micah Parsons like he's this all-time great pantheon defensive end / linebacker, outside linebacker, pass rusher, trying to compare him to Lawrence Taylor. If that's the case, I don't want to hear nothing about no double teams, because all of those players got double teamed, and they all found a way to get to the quarterback and get him on the ground. At least still, even if you don't get to the quarterback and get him on the ground, you can still get back there and cause some havoc and make him, get off his spot. You know what I mean? Make him less comfortable. You know what I'm saying? And get what's the stat? Get a lot of quarterback hurries. You know what I'm saying? That a lot of times can be just as big of an impact as actually sacking the quarterback and getting them on the ground. If you make the quarterback throw the ball before he wants to, then yeah, that disrupts the offense as well. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's been too many games where Micah Parsons just ain't nowhere to be found. Like I said, in particular, in big games. You know what I'm saying? In playoff games. He ain't had he's played in 4 playoff games. He ain't had not one good playoff game where he's played like the Micah Parsons that they all, that everybody claims that he is. The 2 or 3 sacks a game, and he's just in the backfield all day, every day, just wreaking havoc. He ain't had not one game like that. He got 1 sack in 4 playoff games. That's not good enough. That's not good enough. But you just got paid like you the best defender in the league. So we'll see.
I've watched team after team say, where is he? Because I'm running at him.
Exactly.
Because he's backing up. He's like, I don't want to. Okay.
I agree. He could play better against the run.
Okay.
He said all that. Then gonna say, yeah, I agree. He can play better against the run.
Highest paid player in the NFL defense. I just can't wrap my head around that.
And yeah, to keep to your point, this guy, when he was a rookie, I went so far as to overreact like a typical Dallas Cowboy fan and say, are we seeing the dawning of the next Lawrence Taylor? Well, I know it's before your time, but there was a time when you knew where Lawrence Taylor lined up because you wouldn't do anything to him. You would run away from him.
Period.
And if you didn't get 2 on him, he was going to destroy Joe Theismann at quarterback and break his leg, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So
We seen guys like Kurt. You got Kurt paid $100 million. Kurt was not the best in the league, but he was paid like it, right?
See, they go back to my point.
Man, fuck that, Jay. He was paid like he was the best in the league because it's a market. It was time. The next person up set the
Look.
Fuck that, Jay. He was paid like it, right?
Was he quarterback position?
Man, fuck that, Jay. He was paid like he was the best in the league because it's a market.
Look. I know he's saying F that, right? I know he's saying that, bro. But what Jay Gruden saying is true, bro. It's the quarterback position. That's the difference. So, and I agree with Aqib Talib too. He basically saying, bro, in the NFL, y'all know how it go. Who's ever next up in line to get paid, regardless of if they're the best at their position in the league or whatever, if they're within that top range of being the best in the league, then they deserve to be they up. So they should get at least $1 more than the last person that got paid got. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what he's saying. And I agree with that somewhat to a certain extent. The difference is, like I've been saying this whole live, the quarterback position is probably the most important position in all of sports. It's the most important position. If you don't got that, you don't got nothing. Your team ain't finna do nothing. Right? So, because when he says Kirk, he's talking about Kirk Cousins. Okay, and he brought up Kirk Cousins because this is Jay Gruden sitting here, who was the head coach of the Washington Commanders, formerly the Washington Redskins. I think they were still the Redskins when he was the head coach there. Again, Kirk Cousins was his quarterback when he was the head coach of Washington. Okay, so that's the reason why he said he's mentioning Kirk. And he's like, when it was time for Kirk to get paid, he got the most money, right? You know what I'm saying? But just like Jay Gruden said, he's the quarterback, bro. So it's different. His impact on the game is it don't even matter if like Kirk Cousins, whoever's on the defensive line, or it can be a player on the defense that's actually a better football player, a better player than Kirk Cousins. Okay, but his impact is not going to be as much as the impact that Kirk Cousins is going to have, even if he's a better player. It's just not, just because of the nature of the position. You see what I'm saying? So he's absolutely right. Jay Gruden is absolutely right. Yep, Kirk Cousins, when it was his time to get paid, he did get paid. He was next up. So, hey, he got the most money for that time until the next person. It's time for the next person to come up and get paid. But the reason being is because of the position that he plays, bro. He's the quarterback. And that position on the football field has the biggest impact on the outcome of a game by 10 times than any other position on the field. Period, point blank. If you ain't got a quarterback, you don't got nothing, bro. That just is what it is.
It was time. The next person up set the bar. After Parsons get paid, who's ever next is gonna get paid more than Parsons.
Okay, but
they gotta spend it. They had a lockout, so they gotta spend this much money. Spend the shit.
Did you respect Kirk Cousins when you played?
I did.
Okay, so
I
maybe he was
respect
worth it. Okay.
Let's ask some of the tackles if they respect Parsons when they played him. I bet you all of them say yes.
I'm not saying I don't respect him. I'm just saying I don't think he's the highest paid defensive player
That's
in the
it.
National Football League. That's all.
I think he's
That's
a
it.
great defensive player who's at the table right now. And just so happens the best defensive player get paid because that's what the league do. It's just a market. It's
okay, I understand.
You feel me? That's it. We can't.
The biggest fault is Jerry Jones waiting to give him a contract, right?
Okay, maybe you could have taken him 2 years ago for far, far less. But Jerry
That's the
doesn't.
biggest issue.
Okay, Jerry loves
That's
to
what he
stay
said.
in the spotlight as long as he can keep the spotlight. And the only way to do it is to force a camp holdout. Then they're chuckling and chortling about we kept him out of harm's way through training camp so he wouldn't get hurt. And then they'll wait until the week before the season, and he will make him the highest paid defensive player ever because Jerry milked it for all it was worth.
Like I said, remember, this came out before the trade. This came out before the trade. So that's why he's saying it. That's why he's predicting, he's going to wait until a week before the game, and then he's going to pay him or whatever. This came out yesterday before the trade was announced.
And Jerry was internationally famous or infamous as that penny pinching Jerry Jones. He didn't pay poor Micah what he was worth. Okay?
And if Jerry don't do it, they're gonna trade him to Green Bay and they gonna do it.
Now that's crazy. That's crazy that he said that. Because like I just said, the trade hadn't happened yet, or at least it wasn't announced yet at the time when this episode came out yesterday. This came out like an hour or two before it was announced that the Cowboys were trading Micah Parsons. And the first team that he said was the Green Bay Packers. So that's crazy that he said that. Like he know the future or some shit.
Or you're gonna trade him to Cleveland and they gonna do it. Or you're gonna trade him to Vegas and they gonna do it.
Did you know that AI employees can help
That's
you
crazy.
scale your business 10 times faster while you sleep? Let me show you how.
No matter what, he's gonna get paid because that's what the NFL do. Whoever next up, they the highest paid that they.
Okay, so if you ran the Dallas Cowboys, would you pay him $200 million guaranteed right now?
Hell yeah, we make $200 billion.
Well, tell me there's a cap.
He next up, you feel me?
Okay.
He next up, it's time to pay you. Bam, I'm paying. Either I want to let you go or I pay you. I don't want to let you go, so I'm gonna pay you.
Okay, but you do have this option. You could do this. He's got a year left on his deal. You could say, hell with you. You got to play your deal out. And when that year's over, you could say, I slap a tag on you. And you could tag him two more years.
Tag him.
He wouldn't like it, but would he quit? Would he? I don't know. You could do it that way if you really wanted to.
$40 million.
That's
okay.
So we did it with Kirk Cousins.
You did it?
Slapped him twice with a tag.
Yeah, and they did it once with Dak.
He said that shit like he was happy. Like, yeah, we did.
Always an option.
Slapped him twice with
And
a
it's
tag.
good money, but
It's great money.
right?
You show up and play that 1 year for the $40 million.
So Akib is set on that's the market value. You think he should be paid. You guys are set. He does not. He should be not paid.
I'm not saying he should be paid. My question was, should he be paid the highest paid defensive?
See how she tried to come in and twist words. Ain't nobody. He ain't never said he ain't never said that he shouldn't get paid. He said that he shouldn't be the highest paid defensive player in the league, though.
Player in the National Football League salary. I said no. I don't think he's the best defensive player in football.
Either way, Jerry Jones.
His point was
He deserved to get paid. Nobody say he shouldn't get paid, but the get paid as the best defensive player in the league. Nah, he ain't that, bro. He just ain't.
well, that's what the market.
That's what the market is. That's how it goes.
And if you pay him that much, I say I will be stuck with Micah and stuck with Dak. That's
I'm just
what
telling you this.
Yeah.
We had a fantasy. If we had a draft of defensive players in the National Football League right now, any guys we wanted, Mike would be about 18th. We'd pick.
That is true. I agree.
18.
He said
You got
18.
corners, you got defensive
Hell
tackles,
yeah.
defensive ends.
He gonna be top
Keith, well, wait a second.
He basically
I
said
guess.
Michael
Would you take
Parsons is
Myles
the
Garrett or Micah
18th
Parsons
best
right now?
defensive player.
Okay, like it's not even close to me.
It's close,
Okay?
but I'm gonna take Miles. Miles
Okay.
Garrett don't. What
Okay.
has he
Wait
done
a
to make
second.
Cleveland good? They not good. I'm taking guys who do shit to translate to win.
Okay, what you're saying you wouldn't take Myles Garrett over Micah?
Oh, yeah, I'll take
You would, okay.
Because neither one of them do shit.
But he's saying it's close. He's saying it's close.
Neither one of them do
That's
shit to
for him.
translate the wins.
In his eyes, it's
Out of
close.
two guys who do nothing to translate the wins, I'll take Myles Garrett.
Max Crosby. You watch him?
Yeah, I watch him.
Hey, every time I turn on TV, he's tearing somebody's ass up, right?
They're not winning, but you know.
Okay,
Max
but I
Crosby's doing
see him. I see him make plays, and I like his motor. He just high motor. I would take him over Micah.
Miles
Would you
Garrett
take
is better
Nick Bosa
than
over
is better than
Because
Micah
I
Parsons.
like his
Period.
energy. I like.
I wouldn't.
TJ Watt can play a game and not get any
Nick
sacks,
Bosa's
but you
going to
feel
miss
his
6 games a year.
Right?
TJ Watt is.
Them the only 3 I'm taking. I'm taking Crosby, TJ Watt, and Myles Garrett.
There's some
over
corners
Parsons.
out there.
After that, I'm taking Parsons.
There's some corners. We're not talking just
He's the next edge. I'm taking Parsons.
defensive players.
Yeah, so it's only going to be corners. The top
There's some
15
defense.
picks going to be edge rushers and corners. Ain't nobody going to take like no middle backers and D tackles in that top pick.
We got
It's gonna-
about
it's gonna be
8 or
corners.
9 corners you're probably going to take ahead of them, too.
Fuck no, I'm probably going to take 2 or 3 of them corners, and then it's going to be Parsons at 8, 9, or 10.
Okay, now we're going down to 10. We're
I
dropping.
said it'd be top 10. I said you said it'd be 18th. I said it'd be top 10.
There's some interior
Sure,
defensive
top
linemen.
10.
There's some interior defensive linemen you might want.
And Donald retired, baby. He's the only one.
Okay,
He's the only interior D tackle you would take over Parsons.
Jalen Carter.
Jalen Carter, I think you take over. Yeah,
You just would. You just would. Come on, man.
Now I don't even know who that is.
6'6".
I get Jordan in. Give me Big Jordan.
There's another one. Now we're down to another one.
No, I get
Now we're
Big
down to
Jordan
15.
at number 30. But I take Parsons now, and I'll take Big Jordan. Dave is at number 28, and my D line will be better than yours.
I'm not too sure Greenard at Minnesota's not as good as.
He's really good.
I mean, I'm really not. I mean, this guy's pretty damn good. I mean, I'm just telling you. I'm saying. And I love Micah. He's a great player. On third and 8,
Parsons just trash.
down
Put
and
up
8,
no
I'll take
numbers.
Micah.
But I don't think
Third and
he's a great player.
I'll take a lot of those.
Should they pay him the highest paid player?
They got to. You can't move the goalposts on Parsons.
Man, they ain't moving the goalposts. They just saying he overrated. He ain't as good as y'all think he is.
So if Kirk
He's
Cousins
good.
did it, damn Parsons should do it. Simple as that, man.
Okay, so you're speaking as an ex-player who says players should get all they can get when it's their time,
It's
right?
their time. Yeah,
Okay.
that's what the market is. That's we help you. We scratch each other's back. You raise the bar, so when the next corner come, he get paid right here, and then the next corner come, he get paid right here. So that's what we do. Shit, I was the highest paid corner. I was the highest paid corner for 2 days. And then Patrick Peterson got right here. Then Sherm got right here. And then that's what we do. That's what the market is.
Lauren's up right now. Should he be the highest paid receiver because it's his turn? No.
No.
He ain't going to be the highest paid receiver. He's a hell of a wideout, though. But he's going to fit somewhere in there, the $25 to $28 million range.
But he's not.
Or they
he's
can make
not
a play out of
the
last year, and they can slap him with a tag.
It's levels to it, Jay. You know that. Parsons is at this level.
Is he?
McLaurin is at that.
Is he?
Right up under this
Said,
level.
is he?
Is he?
With the wide outs. Yeah, with the end. Come on now, Jay. Come on, Jay.
By the way-
fuck with the Cowboys.
I'll tell you this.
You would command
Yeah.
the
If I was coaching right now, I would love to play the Cowboy defense every week of the
Absolutely.
year.
He said you a
Every
commanders
week of the
guy.
year.
If they can't stop the run.
I wouldn't be sitting in this damn chair if I played the Cowboy defense every year.
Them little
Every
tiny
week.
backers, they got knocked because of Parsons, though.
It is because he can't stop any run. He's a liability against the run. He is the weakest link against the run.
Nah.
You want to play a weak side defense? We're going to run weak side zone at you every goddamn snap.
Did you watch Baltimore come in there last year and run them off the field?
Baltimore ran everybody off.
I know they're the best run team. They just
Exactly.
said we're in.
So what are we talking about? Like,
But they're saying
it's the same shit that
Hey,
Hey.
hey,
11. Let's run at 11. They ran.
hey, Skip said, they said, where is Micah? Where is he at? Oh, he's over there. We're going to run right at him. Come on, man.
So what we talking about?
You can't tell me, bro, that he deserved to be $47 million a year and all that. And the offensive coordinator is like, yeah, when we run the ball, we're gonna run right at that man making $47 million a year. We're gonna go right at him. Yeah, because we knew he ain't gonna be able to stop a nosebleed. You understand me? So yeah, nah, bro. Like $47 million a year, you need to be good not at the pass rush and at stopping the run, not just one. You know what I'm saying? If I'm gonna be paying you $47 million a year, brother, you need to stop the run and stop the pass off the top. That's just what you need to do. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to that 47. That need to drop to about 35. You feel me? You understand me? I'm just about 35, 30. You know what I mean? I'm just saying it just is what it is. You understand me?
Miles is a better pass rusher. Miles has more impact on a game than Micah right now.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, I'm not saying Micah's not a great player. I'm just saying I don't agree with you that it's his time up. He should be the next highest paid guy.
I do. I feel like it's levels to it. If you one of the top guys at that position,
I'm finna go to the next clip, but
you should be paid the top until the next person comes.
Okay.
If you one of the mid guys or lower than the top, one of the good, them the great guys. If you one of the good guys, like McLaurin, like Scary Terry, then you should be paid like one of the good guys.
He's a great player.
Would this make you buy a real
you know, that was that. I wanted to start off with that one first.
Hold on.
I wanted to start off with that one first. You understand me? Just because that's the one that I seen yesterday that I had the most reaction off of. You feel me? Yiddy. Now let me see. Let me see. What was I watching this morning? First Take. Let me see if I can find some First Take clips this morning, because it's another angle that I got to this, and it's a Green Bay, because they talking about that. So now they looking at the Green Bay Packers, right? And like, oh yeah, their defensive line and their defense is gonna be this and that and blah blah blah, and you know they're just now it's like pencil them right into the championship game, and I'm just like, bro, y'all know it don't work like that, bro. Y'all know it don't work like that, man. Like, just because you put a group of great players together don't mean you finna do nothing. It really don't. You got to see this thing play out. You know what I'm saying? So everybody that's like, oh, the Green Bay Packers, yeah, they're the favorite to win the Super Bowl now. Nah, bro. Like it don't work like that. You still got Philadelphia over there. They're the reigning Super Bowl champions. Detroit, you can't sleep on them. They still got that high-powered offense. I know everybody want to sleep on my team, the Niners. Why? I don't know. I mean, I guess I kind of get it. We had a down year last year, mainly because of injuries. You know, different key players was injured throughout the season at different times. And we lost a few key players as well. So I kind of understand it. You know what I'm saying? But our quarterback just got paid. We still got Brock Purdy. Christian McCaffrey, the offensive player of the year of not last year, but the year before, he's still there. Okay, now there's some injury concerns, but he's still there. And then we just traded for, I forget the dude's name, but he's from the Commanders. He's essentially a starting running back that's going to be Christian McCaffrey's backup. And that's just some insurance just in case, you know, CMC get a little banged up. And we all know what Shanahan know what to do with running backs. So Shanahan know what to do with running backs. You know what I'm saying? So McCaffrey's still there. Brock Purdy's still there. We got the best tight end in the league. George Kittle's still there. Trent Williams, although he's at an advanced age, he's still one of the best offensive linemen in the league. You know what I'm saying? Even at 37 years old, you know what I'm saying? He's still, you know, one of the best one of the best left tackles in the league. He's still there. Our all-pro fullback, Kyle Juszczyk, who gets more use as a fullback in our offense than any other fullback on any other team gets. A lot of other teams don't even use a fullback now, but we still do. He's still there. We almost lost him this year, but he's still there. Brandon Ayuk, although he's going to be coming off a catastrophic knee injury, and he will miss a good portion of the season. He won't be back till anywhere in between like week 6 and week 8. He will be on the field at some point this year. He probably won't be this, as far as physically, condition wise, he probably won't be the player when he comes back this year that he will be next year after having a full off season to, you know what I mean, to really, because this past off season, you know, once you're coming off an injury like that, you know what I mean, you basically rehabbing and all that. So is he going to be the same Brandon Ayuk that had the same impact that he had not last year, because last year was the year he got hurt, but the year before that, you know, when he basically earned the contract that he got? Probably not, because it kind of take you a year after you come back to kind of really get back to really being yourself. But nonetheless, he's still on the team and he'll still be serviceable. Our rookie receiver from last year that got shot before the season started, Ricky Pearsall, they said he looks great in training camp, and he gonna have an impact this year. Then on the defensive end, we still got one of the best edge rushers in the league, Nick Bosa. He's still there. Fred Warner, the best inside linebacker in the league, he's still there. And Diamador Lenore, one of the best corners in the league, all-pro corner, he's still there. So the Niners, we still are star-studded. Yeah, we lost Deebo Samuel. That's he was a key, intricate figure, you know what I mean, in what we did for the past 5 or 6 years. So that's a huge loss. But and then we lost Drake Greenlaw, you know what I'm saying? But we still got all pros and Pro Bowl players at mostly every position. We still are somewhat of a star-studded team. So I'm kind of happy that that the league is kind of sleeping on the Niners. And not to mention that, we have a little bit of a easier schedule this year. I'm not going to say easy, because there's no easy schedule in professional sports, especially in the in the NFL. But you can have a schedule that is perceived to be a little bit easier than other teams, and it's based off of winning percentages of the teams that they're going to play and what they did last year. You know what I'm saying? But the reason why I say it's even with that, it's still no guarantee. You know what I'm saying? Even just because our schedule is perceived to be easier, it don't mean that it's going to automatically play out that way. Perfect example of that is last year, the Washington Commanders. Coming into the season last year, with them having a rookie quarterback, okay? Did anybody see the Washington Commanders in the championship game last year coming into the season? No. Nobody had to watch it. No, if you would have told the most knowledgeable football aficionado in the world, if you would have told them at the beginning of the 2024 season last year that, hey, the Washington Commanders are going to play in the NFC Championship game this year, they would have laughed at you. Period, point blank. So I'm just saying, that just goes to show that you can think a team is going to be bad, or you can perceive a team to have a weak schedule because of the record of the teams that they're going to play and what they did the previous year. But that ain't no guarantee it's going to go that way. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why I said, yeah, they might have a little bit easier schedule this year, and I'm happy for that, but it ain't an easy schedule. You did? So, yeah, let me play a couple more of these, man. You understand me? Let me play let me play Michael. I haven't seen this. You know what I'm saying? So I want to see what the boy. I want to see what the boy Michael Irvin got to say.
What's up, locker room? I am absolutely in a state of shock right now. What's blowing
And
my
he's saying
mind
this is he's
just less than 5 minutes ago finished an all-day press junket for Netflix.
and he's saying this because just like he's about to say right now. He went on a whole press run yesterday talking about there's no way that you know Jerry Jones is going to trade away Micah Parsons. And 10 minutes later, lo and behold, 10 damn minutes later, his ass was up out of there. Hey, Micah Parsons, kick rocks, toodles, kick rocks. Boy, we don't need your ass. We don't need your ass. Your ass too damn expensive, and you ain't got that big of an impact on winning. Kick rocks, boy.
Promoting America's Team, the docuseries. 5 minutes after I hang up the phone or get off the Zoom with Kay Adams podcast, on the podcast, I explicitly talked about, matter of fact, on every interview today, I explicitly talked about no way Jerry or the Cowboys will trade Micah Parsons. No way.
Look at
it's
that.
going to happen.
Green Bay Packer uniform now. This big ass head.
I said I'll put everything
Look at that boy
on
head.
this. Jerry is not that crazy and not that stupid, and he's certainly not
mushroom
dumb.
head ass.
No way is he trading Micah Parsons. They just traded Micah Parsons. I don't even know what they got back. I can't even tell you these details.
Michael Irvin with them chapped ass lips.
I'm telling you, I literally just finished. And they gave me this. Somebody, my phone's blowing up.
That boy Michael Irvin don't never put no chapstick on, boy.
My phone is blowing up right now.
That boy lips stay chapped. You got a
This is
mushroom
exactly
head.
what I was scared and worried about. And
chapped lips.
tried to say that I wanted Michael to try to take control of this. Because right now, you see what has happened. This isn't about football. This was about personal.
Yeah, it got personal.
emotions,
It got personal.
And it just got to a boiling point where it was like, okay. You think you
it got personal, you know what I'm saying? Because Jerry Jones started to feel like, hold on, big dog. Big dog. Who you think he is? Who you think he is, mushroom head? That's who he that's what he started. He like, hold on, bro, this is my team, bro. You ain't finna bully me into paying you, and I think we already got a deal in place. You talking about my agent this, my agent that, which ain't nothing wrong with that. I understand Micah Parsons saying, listen, I mean, that's the reason why I got an agent, to finalize my contracts and look over it and all that. You know what I mean? You trying to dangle me. You trying to finesse the boy. You understand me? I just want my agent to, you know what I mean, look over it. You understand me? Oh, Jerry Jones like, player.
But it hurts. This, no doubt, hurts.
It hurts? Man, y'all gonna be a better team because of this. If you ask me, he don't know what to say. He's trying to think about what to say. He He's like, damn, what am I gonna say?
So for over 17 years, I thought that I had a problem with this, but I actually didn't. And I want you to consider for a second, just entertain me if you think that you have a problem.
Yeah, I really wish that Michael would have taken control of this. I can't imagine this is what he really wanted. I just cannot imagine.
No, he didn't want this.
To be leaving Dallas. I don't. And when I start talking and thinking through this and looking through this and
look, he wanted the money. He's happy about the money that he's getting, but I know for a fact he didn't want to leave. He didn't want to leave Dallas. He didn't. I know he asked for a trade and all that. He probably didn't really think they was gonna trade him. You know what I'm saying? He probably was shocked. But that's what he get. Just last year, he was arguing with DeMarcus Lawrence, going back and forth. You know what I mean? Like he the spokesperson for the Dallas Cowboys because on DeMarcus Lawrence's way out the door, he was basically saying DeMarcus Lawrence was basically saying how DeMarcus Lawrence was basically saying how Cowboys is kind of a joke of a franchise. They ain't gonna ever win a championship type shit, you know what I mean, and all that. You know, if they gon', you know, basically, you know, he had a few words to say about the team on his way out. You know what I'm saying? And Micah Parsons took it upon himself to, you know, speak up and be the voice of the Dallas Cowboys. And him and you know, calling Michael, he called DeMarcus Lawrence out his name, calling him a clown and corny and all that. And now look at you. Just a year later, or even I think that might have been even earlier this year. You know what I'm saying? At the beginning of the offseason. Just a year later, or an offseason later, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? However, whatever. He got his own issues, you know what I mean, going on with that same team. So it just make him, my point in that is just like, it just make you look stupid because, you know what I'm saying, you jumping out the window to be like the spokesman for the Dallas Cowboys when, man, them people don't love you like that. You just a commodity to them. You just a player. You just you know what I mean? Like they ain't, you know what I'm saying? They gonna use you for as long as they can use you, and when they feel like you ain't worth being used no more, they'll get your ass up out of there. Team don't love you like that. You feel me? So that's why your allegiance should always be to your fellow players, your peers. You know what I'm saying? Not to the team. You know what I mean? Hey, be gracious to the team for, you know what I mean, paying you and all that kind of stuff. And give it your all while you own that team. But, you know what I mean, to speak up like you the mascot and spokesperson for the team, you know what I'm saying? And then just a few months later, you got your own dispute going with the team. It just make you look stupid. I know DeMarcus Lawrence was sitting back laughing at your ass, not laughing from the standpoint of, I mean, you can't laugh too hard. You just got $138 million guaranteed off the top. Okay, $47 million a year on an average annually. He ain't get that, so he ain't laughing at that. But just the whole, you know, just the whole aspect of you speaking up for the team, for to hold up the honor of the, you know what I mean, of the Dallas Cowboys. You did too much with that one, Playboy.
Look how this has transpired. Think about it. I told you the
And
best
so
of this whole deal, the whole while, is
And
that
so-
Michael and Jerry are talking. Michael and Jerry were.
And so I say that to say, what it goes back to what Michael Urban is saying right here, which is basically that yeah, he got his money, but I don't give a damn what nobody say. And eventually, yeah, he'll get used to it and he'll get accustomed to Green Bay and all that, but I don't give a damn what nobody say. He's feeling a little down right now because of the fact that he's no longer a Dallas Cowboy. Like he just is. You can try to, hey, cover it up and play all tough and all that and act like it ain't affecting you like that. I know for a fact he like, damn, I ain't on the Cowboys no more. You know what I'm saying? So
talking. I was even optimistic that something would get done because Michael and Jerry was talking. Jerry told you right here that, you know, about our relationship. And we always kept talking. And as he said to me, we're going to be doing business 30, 40 years later, and we are still doing business. I know he wanted that with Micah Parsons. He loved Micah Parsons. So
I don't know if he loved him.
for us to be right here.
I don't know if he loved him. If he loved him, he wouldn't trade him. Because this is another thing that I would say. This how I know for a fact that it's not that, you know, the Dallas Cowboys, Jerry Jones and the powers that be for the Dallas Cowboys, it's not that they didn't like him or they didn't think that he was a great player. I think they know he's a great player, but I don't give a damn what nobody say. They did not feel like really ultimately deep down he's worth what he was asking for. Otherwise, he would still be on the team. Like there's no doubt in my mind about that. You don't trade away somebody that you feel like their whole thing is, bro, you a great player. We want to have you on the team, but we don't really feel like ultimately, you know, your impact on the game and on winning is as big, and on the outcome of your impact on the outcome of the game, it's not as great as you might think it is. It's just not. All you got to do is look at the win loss. I know they've like his first 3 years under Mike McCarthy before last year, you know, when Dak Prescott was hurt and they didn't make the playoffs. Before last year, they went what? They had won 12 games in each of his first 3 seasons. So regular season wise, yeah, they had good years. But, you know, the Dallas Cowboys are a team that, you know, they fans feel like, hey, every year, hey, we're going to win a Super Bowl. So Jerry Jones is basing it off of that, man. Like Jerry Jones, 82 years old, bro. He like, come on, big dog. Like, I ain't even been to a champion. I haven't been to a championship game since the 95 season. Bro, y'all know how long that is? 1995? Okay, we talk about before the 2000s. Okay, that's 30 years, big dog. 30. You feel me? And they haven't even been to a championship game in 30 years. You see what I'm saying? So, he like, bruh, great player, but, I mean, and then I know they were looking at it from the standpoint of, like I said, he's a great player, but he doesn't affect the outcome of on winning like that. Ultimately winning, not just, you know, regular season games. Like we can He looking at it like we can win regular season games just off our offense. As long as Dak Prescott is able to stay healthy, you know what I mean? They feel like they can get 10, 11 wins. You feel me? Don Hector say the Cowboys are an embarrassment. I agree with that because I'm a Niner fan. I agree with you, Don Hector, but I don't agree with that as far as like this particular trade right here. My stance on that is I feel like the team is going to ultimately be better because of this. You know what I'm saying? Because what I've been saying is, I know you probably just tapped in. I don't know if you just tapped in, but what I've been saying is that Micah Parsons is a great player. He's an all-pro, so I'm not denying that. But I still think that you can be a great player and be a little bit overrated. I think he's a little bit overrated, like they're overrating his impact on the outcome of the game. So that's my, and you know, if you look at the games that the Cowboys have played, the postseason games that they've played since he's been there, they've played 4 postseason games his first 3 years since he's been there. They're 1-3 in those games, and he has 1 sack in those 4 games. And those are the biggest games of the year, and you're not showing up. You know what I'm saying? So they probably looking at it from that standpoint, and they're looking at it like, now we can take all of that we're going to put into one player, and now we can spread that out amongst several players and possibly make our team better. You know what I'm saying? So I think in the long run, we'll see about this year. It may have more of an effect on them this year. I just feel like over the course of the next 2 to 3 years, it's going to ultimately work out better for the Cowboys. That's just my opinion. I may be wrong, but that's just my opinion.
Hurt Jerry personally to make this crazy, dumb move.
Oh, wow. And see, everybody calling it a dumb move because they shocked about it, and they're calling it that because of, you know, the level of player that Micah Parsons is. And I understand looking at it from that standpoint, but I just feel like it's going to be better for the Cowboys in the long run.
The Gambler and his Cowboys. It's the series that is out right now. This is a gamble. The Gambler should not have taken. My personal opinion. The last personal thing with Jerry, that was with him and Jimmy, that got in the way, I believe, of a Super Bowl that year. There's a good chance this personal thing, this time, with Micah and his agent, I thought it has a good opportunity to get in the way of it. I thought it was a Super Bowl opportunity.
Yeah, I just want to see what Michael Irvin had to say about it. He be kind of, you know what I mean? He be kind of non exciting with the content. You feel me? But let me see a couple more. See if it's a couple more. Yeah, I'm talking about. Yeah, though, man. Earlier. Okay, let me see. Can the Cowboys recover?
It's just nothing to it.
Jerry, you had said a couple weeks ago in an interview with Stephen A. that you were never considering trading Micah
Let me
Parsons.
play this first take cut.
Moment, or did your tune eventually change in the last couple of weeks?
You really think if I wanted someone to be interested in him that I would say, oh, I'm going to trade? Opposite. It's the opposite. Of course. And I thank you for writing it.
Jerry Jones don't give a damn.
Here we are, just like we all predicted it.
Jerry Jones?
Dallas, we need to break this.
Man, Jerry Jones is straight boss, man. He ain't giving a damn.
There's a lot to unpack. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Free Take. That's Steve Mason and Dan Orlovsky. Cam Newton on the big screen. Good to see you, Cam. Gentlemen, can we just get this started? All right, the blockbuster trade. Let's go. Jerry versus Micah finally came to a head. The Cowboys traded four-time Pro Bowl edge rusher Micah Parsons to the Packers.
Let's see what they talking about.
In exchange, the Cowboys received three-time Pro Bowl defensive tackle Kenny Clark and two first-round draft picks. Here's Jerry on that
Micah
trade.
Parsons up out of there, man.
This gives us a better chance to be a better team than we have been the last several years since Micah's been here. Not any negative on Micah, but we're trying to get better. We're trying to stop the run and stay in the hunt.
The things that were said in the media about the agent.
He basically said, we trying to stop the run. This boy couldn't stop the damn run. So, I mean, I ain't finna get that boy all that damn money. What I'm gonna do that for? Okay? He's a bum. He's a stop the run bum.
Any things like that? Is there any things that you would do differently if you were to go back?
Oh, no. No, not at all. And nothing at all in terms of regret. You mentioned, you're asking if I regret. No, I don't regret that at all. I'm very, very excited about the prospects of what we've done for the Cowboys here. I wouldn't have done it. So I'm excited. We got what we wanted. Make no mistake about it. We all know we could have signed Micah, but we decided to go with the trade.
All right, it's going to help them stop the run and be in the hunt. Meanwhile, Micah released a statement on social media Thursday saying, in part, I never wanted this.
Everybody in chat, give your boy a like one time.
My heart has always been here, and it still is. Through it all, I never made any demands. I never asked for anything more than fairness. I only asked that the...
See, that's how you know he's still hurt. That's how you know he hurt off this. That's how you know he hurt. Load of truth in the building. What's going on, boy? You understand me? I knew eventually some of my usuals would tap in. But that's how you know Micah Parsons is still hurt. Because, like I said, he wanted the money. He got the money. But he hurt off the fact that he ain't a Cowboy no more. Like, can't nobody tell me no different. You know what I'm saying? I never wanted this chapter to end, but not everything was in my control. My heart has always been here, and it still is. But he basically saying, yeah, I ain't going to be playing for y'all no more, but, man, I wish I still was. I wish I was, big dog. Damn, man.
by contract be a part of that process. Stephen A. Jerry told you he was never going to trade Micah face to face. Are you surprised this happened?
He also heard me face to face telling him I don't believe him, not for 1 second. And certainly that ended up being the case because this is
don't act like
Stephen
A.
This is a disaster.
Stephen A. always be trying to come on here like he know everything, like he ain't never wrong. That man told you that man lied to your face and you believed him. Now, after the fact, now you want to talk about, yeah, I also told him that I don't believe him. Man, shut your little big forehead, hairline pushed back to the top of your head, tail up. You ain't know. Just like the rest of us, you ain't know.
For Jerry Jones, this is a bad situation.
No, it's not.
And I think this is something that's going to taint
whatever
legacy he hoped to have, because this is not a football decision. He can slice it any way he wants to. Micah Parsons is a superstar National Football League. You traded him for 2 late first-round picks. That's late. The Green Bay Packers haven't had a top 10 pick since 2009. They're usually in contention.
That boy
this is going to be a low first-round pick. You made them younger. You made them better defensively. Okay, so you take those things into consideration, and they're within the NFC conference. You know what? If you're gonna trade Micah Parsons, trade him out of the conference, or trade him to somebody like New Orleans or somebody like that. You don't trade him to a Green Bay Packers team, who, by the way, is the last team to whip your ass in the playoffs. When you win the playoffs, the people that bust your tail was the Green Bay Packers. And so the reason why this is kind of something Cam and Dio that's going to taint Jerry Jones is because in the end, we're all looking at it and we know this is not purely a football decision. 2 first-round picks and Kenny Clark, a defensive tackle who had a down year last year, does not equate to a superstar at age 26 that is Micah Parsons. By the way, Clark is 3 years older. It doesn't equate to that. If you had made this deal in March and opened the floodgates to everybody, then there's no question that you would have had a better deal offered to you than the deal that you just agreed to. Last year with CeeDee Lamb, when you waited till August to sign him, you cost yourself like $64 million. $64 million in space that you could have utilized to get additional talent on the squad. So you waiting and waiting and waiting, that's not new to us. That's bad, but it's not new to us. What's new to us is that this was clearly not for football reasons. This was because you thought you had a handshake agreement with a young man that was basically pleading with you, talk to my representation, and you ignored him. And by the way, it's the same agent you're going to have to deal with when it comes to George Pickens if you want to re-sign him.
Why do I need to talk to your agent deal? Why? You already know you want the money. You already know you want to be here. So why I need to talk to your agent? You feel me? Sign the contract, boy.
When he plays lights out and he's somebody you want to keep on your roster because he's got the same agent as...
Now your ass in Green Bay, in the cold, in the snow, okay, when you was just up in a nice, closed dome, you feel me? And now you in the cold in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Yeah, you got your money, but it ain't gonna be the same. Look at Stephen A. It'd be crazy when you hit pause, you feel me? And to see the facial reactions and the body pauses of people, yeah, still be when it's on Pitting All's Phil.
Micah Parsons. All of these things that you take into consideration for Jerry Jones to make this move.
Now everybody having this sudden reaction off of this because of the caliber player that they perceive Micah Parsons to be. Now let the Cowboys start off 4-0 and the Packers start off 1-3 or 2-2 and something. They're gonna be having a whole different take on this in about a month. Cause these fools don't know what's gonna happen, man. Everybody, all of these mainstream media platforms and all that, all they doing is coming on here saying what they think. You know, they just saying the same, all of them saying the same thing. They saying what everybody else saying. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, for me personally, it doesn't bother me. This is gonna give me more stuff to laugh about. But on this particular morning, I don't like to see Jerry put himself in this kind of position. It looks very, very bad. This is not a good day for the Dallas Cowboys.
Yes, it is.
Cam, I want to kick it to you. Are you surprised?
Now, I like Cam Newton's response, obviously, because he agrees with me.
I compare a 10-person team, but in reality, I'm just one guy with an AI employee. When you're a solo founder, the job...
Absolutely not. I'm more surprised that, you have a situation where Stephen A., your words, this is not a football decision. If anything, I will combat that and say this is everything about the football decision.
Okay.
Trading Micah Parsons freed up $24 million in 2025 salary cap space, boosting availability funds for over $44 million.
There you go.
On top of that, at the bare minimum here.
So basically by trading Micah Parsons, they just opened up $44 million of cap space. Okay, they can do something with that. You know what I'm saying? They can go fill out the roster and get more players. You know what I'm saying? More decent players than just putting all of their money into one player that don't show up in the playoffs.
You could potentially get three good players for the price of one. Now, granted, is Micah Parsons a cornerstone player for the Dallas Cowboys? Absolutely. Being able to garner 52
and that's the reason why I'm saying, that's one of the reasons why I'm saying ultimately I feel as though in the long run, the Cowboys come out on top because they traded one player, but they're essentially getting three back in return. So they got the one player that they actually got back right now that they traded him for on the from the Green Bay Packers. I forget his name, but they got a defensive player in return. And then they got 2 first-round draft picks that they're going to be able to use over the next year or two. I think one next year and then one the year after that. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to get, like he said, they're going to get 3 players in exchange for one.
Have sacks over a 4-year span, unheard of, exceptional. But when you're saying price to value, Jerry Jones has identified and said this: what somebody was willing to pay a person, I was not willing to pay. In order for you to get the person that is still up on the contract for the Dallas Cowboys, you're going to have to pay top dollar, which the Green Bay Packers did. When I'm looking at this whole situation, I'm saying, hey, is this an emotional impact to the locker room? Yes. But for the betterment of the locker room, you have an opportunity to get 3 potential players for future situations. That is undoubtedly something that you will want to say as a decision maker. But here's the thing, though, Stephen A. and Dan, to think about it. We will know if this is a good trade for the Green Bay Packers in less than 6 months. We won't know if this is a good trade for the Dallas Cowboys.
Okay, Kenny Clark, that's his name.
3 years
Kenny
after
Clark.
Those picks have already made their impact.
I think we give time to pause anyway, because we're on polar opposites. Stephen A. just said this is personal, not business. And then Cam saying this is purely football. But obviously with the Dallas Cowboys, it's going to take some time to see how it all pans out. Green Bay, he says the next 6 months, we're going to know whether this was the right choice. Where are you on this?
If it's purely football, it's a disaster, and it's one of the worst trades in the history of the organization.
That's cap.
Cam knows this. There's only so many game records.
See, that's an overreaction, bro, that's an overreaction of a comment. Bro, load of truth on my mama. That's all I'm saying. Look, load of truth. This all I've been saying. I've been saying this on this whole live, okay? That I'm going on my 3rd hour now. I've been saying that Micah Parsons player. Nobody would dispute that. He's an all-pro player, okay? He's made the Pro Bowl. He's been selected to the Pro Bowl all 4 years that he's been a professional. So nobody's saying that he's not a great player. And I just got through playing a few minutes ago. I just got through playing a clip of Gil's Arena. Not Gil's Arena, but Gil has a new, I guess, kind of expansion kind of show that he got going on now with Aqib Talib, Jay Gruden, the coach Jay Gruden, John Gruden's brother, who I think he was last the coach of the Washington Commanders, and Skip Bayless, right? And Skip and Jay Gruden was basically saying the whole thing. Jay Gruden was basically saying, look, he's a great player. Nobody's saying he's not a great player, but he was basically saying he's not the best player. He's not the best defensive kind of money worthy. You know what I'm saying? That's what he was. That's all he was saying. So yeah, $47 million a year. That's crazy, bro. And all I've been saying on this whole live is that, first of all, a player is worth whatever a team decides to pay them. Period. Point blank. You worth whatever a team decides to pay you. You know what I mean? So he's worth it from that standpoint. But as far as is he legitimately worth that? I don't think so. Just because like I was saying to Goated Leangelo earlier, everybody know me, bro. I'm about winning, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I'm about it don't matter how you do it. It don't got to be sexy. If you win, you win. And I'm about players that show up in the biggest moments. And Micah Parsons hasn't done that. Not only has he not done that, but like I said, in the 4 playoff games that he's played in his career, he got 1 sack. And in some of those games, bro, it like Skip Bayless was saying on that last clip I was playing, like, bro, you almost had to go back and rewatch the game to see if the nigga even played. Like, they absolutely like just took him out the game. You feel me? And they trying to compare this dude to Lawrence Taylor. You want to talk about this the next Lawrence Taylor? Nah. Nah, it's no way prime young Lawrence Taylor. You got to go back and watch the game to see if he even played. Now, you know he played. So, yeah, $47 million a year. That's hey, like I said, more power to him. I'm not saying he didn't earn it. I'm not saying he don't deserve it type shit, but is he like really worth that? Because his impact on the game and his impact on winning, I don't think is that great. And if it was, I'm telling you right now, he would still be a Dallas Cowboy. There's no way Jerry Jones would have, because Jerry Jones looking at it like, bro, I've been paying all these players all this money. I ain't got nothing to show for it, bro. I ain't even been to an NFC Championship game in the last 30 years. Now, I understand 30 years ain't got nothing to do with Micah Parsons. He only been there the last 4 years. But he looking at it like, bro, last year I just gave Dak Prescott $60 million a year. We didn't even make the playoffs last year. Last year I just gave CeeDee Lamb $35 million a year. We didn't even make the playoffs last year. So I can't keep delving out all this money. You know what I'm saying? And it's like the name of Micah Parsons, for whatever reason, his name holds a little bit more weight than what it's actually really worth. You know what I'm saying? For whatever reason, you know, they talk about him like he's a Reggie White, a Lawrence Taylor, a Aaron Donald, and although he's close to that and he has the potential of like being that, he ain't actually that. You feel me? And I agree with you. That they were saying that on that clip that I was playing with Aqib Talib and Skip Bayless and Jay Gruden. Like, Jay Gruden was like, Myles Garrett is better than him. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. Myles Garrett, Defensive Player of the Year, all that. And only thing Aqib Talib was saying that I kind of agree with too is he's saying, dude, y'all know how it go. It go like next man up. Whoever's the next in line to get paid, gonna get paid the most money. And that is kind of how they do it in the NFL. And I understand that. You know what I mean? I kind of agree with that. But, hey, Jerry Jones was like, nah. But it has now came out that Jerry wasn't finna give him no $47 million a year. But I forgot where I heard it at, or either earlier today or yesterday. But it's definitely from one of the more credible sources. If it wasn't from Jerry Jones himself, that said that the original contract that was offered to Micah Parsons by Jerry Jones, the one that he thought he had a handshake agreement on, he was going to get paid on an average annually of $40 million a year. You know what I'm saying? That would have been right up under what TJ Watt is getting, which is 41. And I would probably consider TJ Watt better than Micah Parsons as well. Not only that, another great point that Jay Gruden made is that, dude, the Dallas Cowboys were the 28th ranked defense last year. 28. I mean, it's only 4 teams out of 32 worse than you. Okay? And his whole thing is, it's like, dude, it don't matter if the other 10 players on a defense is god awful on a team that TJ Watt is playing on. The team is not going to be the 28th ranked defense in the league. Like, his impact on the game on the defense is going, just by him being on the defense alone, is going to make that the team's defense be better ranked than number 28. You know what I'm saying? Like, how is you the best defensive player of the league, or you deserve to be paid like the best defensive player of the league, and you on a defense that is ranked 28th? You know what I'm saying? Like, it just don't add up. So you got all of these, you know, everybody in the media, you know, coming out having these overreacting kind of reactions to this trade, you know what I'm saying, putting more on it than what it really is, you know, off the fact that, you know, for whatever reason, Micah Parsons' name it holds a little bit more weight than what it's worth. It just is what it is.
There's only so many game records. There's people who like change games. This guy is one of the 6 or 7 game records in the NFL. You don't give that
in the regular season
for the 30th pick of the draft for 2 years in a row. And while I agree with Cam, like, we're going to know with Green Bay, because Green Bay unquestionably is the team now most equipped to beat the Eagles. They should be in the NFC Championship game. I know what Green Bay's defense is going to be like. I don't have to.
See, that's another thing that I disagree with. You know, Dan Orlovsky is a former NFL player, so he know how this go. I ain't never played in the NFL. I just been watching it damn near my whole life. And even I know, just off watching the game, that it doesn't work like that. You can't just pencil the Green Bay Packers into the NFC Championship game now just because they got Micah Parsons. It don't work like that. It has to play out on the field. They got to gel. They have to see if they gel together. They got to see if this thing is like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, are the Green Bay Packers a better defense with Micah Parsons on the team rather than off it? I would say, yeah. You know what I mean? I think only a fool would say, no, they're not a better defense. But that doesn't guarantee that they're gonna be in a championship game. It just don't work like that. We've seen many times over the course of all sport. We've seen many times across the landscape of all sports that just putting great players together and just adding a great player to your team doesn't just guarantee that all of a sudden you gonna, you know, be in a championship round or in the championship series or a Super Bowl or NBA Finals or the World Series. It doesn't guarantee that. You know what I'm saying? It could happen, but you can't just pencil that in like that. So everybody's overreacting to this, bro. And what's going to end up happening is, over the course of the next 2 or 3 years, we're going to see that this is going to be a trade that's probably going to more work out in favor of the Dallas Cowboys. And we're also probably going to see that it may not have a huge impact on the Green Bay Packers that everybody thinks it is. It could. I'm not saying it won't, but I'm saying it's a possibility that it won't. Period, point blank. It just is what it is. You feel me? Like you. So I seen this earlier, and I wanted to say that. You know what I mean? Like, nah, bro, you can't just guarantee that. Yeah. Just pencil the Green Bay Packers in. It don't work like that. Just because they got Micah Parsons, it don't work like that, bro. Man, load of truth. You just don't know what's gonna happen. Injuries, you don't know. Just like I said, just gave. Jerry Jones just gave Dak Prescott $60 million last year. You feel me? Jerry Jones just gave Dak Prescott $60 million last year. And Dak Prescott and missed more than half the season. So obviously we're not hoping that that's what happens to Micah Parsons or anybody from the Green Bay Packers. You know what I'm saying? But it's a possibility that it could happen. You know what I'm saying? It's football. Injuries happen.
To figure out if this is a win for them. I know. Now they got to go win the Super Bowl for the ultimate prize to pay off. But there's no way that if you're the Dallas Cowboys, you're better. There's no way you're better as a football team. There's no way that you're better. I've heard the stories or the thoughts of culture, and while I respect that, I've never heard anybody talk about Micah being a bad worker or a bad teammate or not a competitive dude. And so that's what you want out of your best players, is to be these guys that every single Sunday show up. They failed in the playoffs, not because the defense got boat raced, because the offense didn't show up. Of course, that's going to be frustrating. And so I look from a football perspective. Stephen A is 100% right. To get that late of a trade-off, pick-wise.
They I'm telling you, they're going to be.
Is your
come on,
imagination.
Man. They're gonna make you watch the whole commercial too, and another one.
Is such a miss by the Dallas Cowboys. No one is sitting here saying trading Micah Parsons is the dumbest thing ever. Everybody from a football perspective,
yes, you are saying that.
When you did it.
Yeah, you are saying that. Your football world is saying that. 60 mil and bros in the middle of the pack. So
is a lot.
So I'll say this about that. I agree with that too. But the only difference though is it's the quarterback position. So that's the only difference. It's like because that position is like the most important position in all of sports. If you don't have even a serviceable quarterback, like you got no shot to do nothing. You got absolutely no shot. Period, point blank. So if you don't pay Dak Prescott, then you don't got nothing. You really don't, because and I've been saying, I done said this gonna be like my third or fourth time saying this in this live, because the quarterback position is it has the impact that the quarterback position has on the outcome of a game and on winning is much greater than any other position in the sport. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't have at least a serviceable quarterback at that position, you ain't doing nothing. It ain't even close. Like, you ain't doing nothing. Versus, to me, any other position on the football field, you can somewhat make up for it collectively, you know what I mean, with a group of players. You know what I mean? Like, you may not be able to replace a great receiver with one receiver, you know what I'm saying? Or you may not be able to replace Micah Parsons with one pass rusher, but you can do it collectively, you know what I'm saying, team-wise, as a committee, you know what I mean? Versus the quarterback, you can't you can't replace that, you know what I mean? Because there's only one of those. So that's the only thing about about that 60 million with Dak Prescott is just like you gotta pay him that, because it's like he's not a bad quarterback. He is a good quarterback. You know what I'm saying? I know he hadn't performed well in a lot of big games either. You know, a lot of playoff games either. But he at least plays well enough and good enough to get you there. The same year that Brock Purdy was an MVP candidate, not this past year, but the year before last when we went to the Super Bowl, Dak Prescott was an MVP candidate too. It was three MVP finalists: Lamar Jackson, Dak Prescott, and Brock Purdy. So, Dak Prescott, and he was an MVP candidate like the whole year. You know what I mean? They was talking about him possibly winning the MVP like the whole year. You feel me? Along with Lamar Jackson and Brock Purdy. So he is a good quarterback. He just, you know what I mean? He just don't have his best moments in the biggest games, in the postseason. It just is what it is. That's just a Cowboy thing. Like they just fold when they get to that to that point. You know what I'm saying? Because they went 3 years in a row winning no less than 12 games. Except for last year, he got hurt. You know what I'm saying? And he missed more than like half the season. He missed like 8 or 9 games. So, but the previous 3 years, every year they had the previous 3 years, each of those years, they won 12 games or more, either 12 or 13 games. And he played well. So you had to pay Dak Prescott. You ain't had no choice. You don't pay him, you don't got a quarterback, then you don't even sniff the playoffs. You feel me?
Loss to your football team.
$19 million was freed up in cap space by the Dallas Cowboys, which now positions them to have the second most cap space of anybody in the NFL outside of the New England Patriots, okay? You could have did that in March.
Exactly.
Okay, so when you trade and you get 2 first-round picks, you might have been able to get 3. And there might have been able to be 3 better first-round picks had you done it earlier and opened the floodgates, because competition might have compelled somebody else to be willing to give up more collateral as opposed to it being right now. This is why we're bringing up Luka Doncic.
But see, the only difference, even though they could have traded him, but Micah Parsons hadn't requested a trade at that time. It hadn't gotten as bad as it has gotten the past month. It wasn't that bad in March. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it wasn't remotely on anyone's mind about trading Micah Parsons. And then once he requested the trade, whenever that was, like a month ago or something like that, then things got turned up a little bit. But I mean, I see what he's saying. You know what I mean? They could have traded him earlier or whatever, you know what I mean, or before. I think what he's talking about is, I don't know when TJ Watt signed his new deal, but I think what he's saying is before TJ Watt signed his deal, you know what I'm saying, because once he signed his deal, that's the what's the word? It's the damn word I'm looking for. Like that's the line. You know what I'm saying? That's the you know, that's the low point. You feel me? Once he signed for his contract, now when Micah Parsons, so they're basically saying if you sign him earlier, you know, then when TJ Watt signed his deal, you could have possibly got him for the high 30s, you know what I mean? 37, 38, 39, something like that. But then once you didn't sign him and then TJ Watt signed for $41 million, okay, now that means you're going to have to sign Micah Parsons for 40 or more type shit. So he's saying if you would have traded him before, you know, before that, then you possibly could have got more and all that. But who knows, bro? You never know. Lord of Truth, you said Jawan Jennings wants $20 million. Yeah, that's just one of those things to where it's like, I ain't mad at him, and I ain't mad at nobody trying to get their money. Bro, come on, bro. Like, you are important to us and what we do, but you not really like that, bro. Like, come on, dude. Like, you're not a $20 million receiver, bro. You know what I'm saying? You just not. Like, you know what I'm saying? He had a great year last year. Once we started to accumulate injuries and all that, you know what I mean? Before he had his injury, Jawan Jennings is dope for what he does. But the Niners ain't doing that no more, bro. They're not overpaying for players no more, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just it's just not happening. And I love him, but my dude, you're not worth that. You just not, bro. You know what I mean? Like you just not worth that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not mad at him for trying to get his money, but you're not worth that, bro. So yeah, these dudes gotta chill out, man. You know what I mean? And understand the caliber of player you are, the level that you at. And just you know what I mean? Just be happy with that, big dog. Just be happy with that. You feel me? Because yeah, I've been seeing and hearing about that. That's all they talk about on 95.7 The Game. Is Jawan Jennings, and he want more money, and is he really hurt? You know what I mean? He because he requested a trade and all that if they don't want to pay. Like, bro, you doing too much, bro. Like, you important to us. Other teams don't look at you like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, other teams don't look at you like that, bro. You just, you know what I mean? You a solid receiver, but hey, other teams don't look at you like that, bro. So he's out, he's playing himself, bro. Somebody needs to let him know, an agent or somebody needs to let him know, like, bro, take a chill pill, big dog. Like my auntie used to say before she passed away, RIP. Take a chill laxative. You feel me? Man, you know what? Lord of Truth said, am I playing fantasy football? Man, I need to get into fantasy football, bro. I got so many homies that do fantasy football. I just never got into it. I may get into it sooner or later, bro, but I just never got into it, bro. You know what I'm saying? I just like watching the games. I just like watching football, you know what I'm saying? But I never got into fantasy football, you know what I'm saying? But I know how popular it is, you know what I'm saying? I just never got into it. If I do, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna need y'all to, game me, help me on, you know what I mean, the ins and outs, because I don't know too much about it. I kind of get the idea. I get the idea of it, you know what I'm saying? You picking players from different teams and seeing what they gonna do and how they gonna do for that particular week or whatever, and you picking what kind of stats you think they gonna do, you know what I'm saying? And game results matter too. So yeah, but nah, I never got into it. Papa J said, I think JJ is worth 15, but not 20. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You about 15, big dog, you know what I'm saying? But 20, come on, bro. Like, you not that, bro. 20 is for like a wide receiver too. You know what I'm saying? Type. Like Jawan Jennings is is a wide receiver 3 at best. You know what I mean? When he's on the when he's on the right team, you feel me? When he's on the right team, meaning like when he's on a that has the when he's on a team where where the receivers are in their right places, mean they you know like how we had when we had Ayuk and Debo, you know what I mean, that's 1 and 2, then he fall in right there at number 3. That's what they you know what I mean, that's where you at, you know what I'm saying. Wide receiver 3, yeah, you deserve anywhere from like 10 to 15, you feel me, 10 to 15. You feel me? So yeah, but yeah, Jawan, I love Jawan Jennings though, but these people getting out of hand, man, with this, bro. Like we trying to, you know what I mean? Like the Niners ain't doing that no more. The Niners ain't doing this. We overpaying for players and all that. Yeah, that ain't going down.
And we're bringing up the Dallas Mavericks in the trade that took place because you didn't talk to anybody but the Lakers. And it was the last minute. And you didn't put it out on an open market where you can make sure you get an abundance of assets in return for that superstar caliber player, only about 25 years of age. Similar principle here with Micah Parsons. It's not that he's gone. It's what you got for him in return, but most importantly, it's why he's gone. Because if you're Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys, you knew what the situation was financially, cap-wise, and beyond months ago. Last year when Micah Parsons won.
But see, I see what they're trying to say, but to me, and like I said, Micah Parsons is a great player, but I think Luka Doncic is a better player at what he does and in his sport than Micah Parsons. Like Luka Doncic took the Mavericks to the NBA Finals. You know what I mean? They were two games away from winning the championship. And then not only that, 2 years before that, they were in the Western Conference Finals. You know what I'm saying? So I get the comparison, but Luka has probably been a little bit more he's a little bit better at what he does than what in his sport than Micah Parsons. It's kind of close, but they're both big names in their sports. But Luka has, and I understand, you know what I mean? In basketball, it's probably a little easier to have a bigger impact just because it's only 5 players on the court at one time, and in football, you don't even play for somebody like him. He don't even play offense. You know what I mean? But still, true. And Kittle is gonna tear it down this year. On my mama, Kittle finna do the damn thing.
Wanted you to sign him earlier. You knew it then, but you wanted to keep him because you don't let stars walk out the door if you're Jerry Jones. But then suddenly you do. Why? It comes back to the why. I'm sitting in front of the man last week, and this man was fixated on the fact that he got a call from Micah Parsons that said, "Don't call me anymore. Call my agent." And then he said, quote, "I don't play that bleep. I don't play that." This is what he said. You've got David Mulugeta, who is recognized as one of the elite agents in the business. He refused to talk to the man. He said so.
Yeah, there's a reason we have representation.
That's a reason we have representation. So he's taking it personally. You see Michael Irvin. You see Troy Aikman speak on it. You've seen Emmitt Smith speak on it. This was different. It wasn't just football.
I'm glad you said it wasn't just football.
Correct.
Cam, I want to bring you back in here, and you alluded to a point. Why am I now only hearing about culture involving Micah Parsons?
It never happened before.
I've never, and that he's not one of the most well-liked players. Cam, why is that now the conversation?
Yeah, we clear, we good? Got it, good.
Good.
Okay. Yeah, man.
Yo, chill.
I'm finna get off here in a minute.
I'm gonna get to that point, Marley, but I just want to make this point in regards to the trade. I'm not saying that you do not miss something of impact with a player like Micah Parsons. I agree with Dan, bro. A record, to say the absolute least.
Yeah.
What he's been able to do, while he's been in this league, has been nothing less than amazing. But what I was saying at the end was, you don't know price to value what you're going to get from the Packers. You could find that out in 6 months or less. For the Dallas Cowboys, you find out in 2 to 3 years, maybe even more, after you've garnered the picks and or made some type of decision of acquisitions with those picks. See, that's where I'm at with it, and that's where I'm able to say this has nothing to do with personal. This has everything to make more sense to put the Dallas Cowboys in contention. Yes, is it a 30th pick or a late 20 pick? Yes, cool, but that still gives you 2 first-round picks, and that's extremely valuable.
Prescott's going to be in his 12th or 13th season. And so if we're talking about continuing to build a football team that you think Jerry Jones is only going to be going so much longer. And so there's no way football sense-wise that when you took Micah Parsons and you told everybody this guy's going to be on a Hall of Fame trajectory, that you sit there and go, in 4 years, we'll get rid of him. In 4 years, and we'll get rid of him you got fleeced.
Right.
I think the most shocking part about this, Cam, Stephen A. Molly, is for a man that is ridiculously successful business-wise, he got punked business-wise. If we're just being candid, David Mulgeta punked him.
I don't look at it that way. I don't look at it that way. Only in this regard, Dan.
Yeah.
The word punked, I don't think is applies and it's appropriate, because the whole point.
Hey, no, Papa J, I agree. I agree that just because you got 2 first-round picks don't guarantee that they're and that's true. But I just feel like they feel like the potential of possibly being able to get 3 players for 1 and saving some cap space money. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I feel like they feel like they'd rather take their chances, because they're looking at that, what I just said, along with the fact that, like I said, I'm telling you, if they truly feel like Micah Parsons' impact on winning was higher, they would not have traded him. They looking at it like, bro, they weighed their options, bro. Like, yeah, we could pay this man this money. He is a great player, but do we really feel like it's going to really garner us different results if we pay him all this money versus if we trade him, be able to get a couple draft picks back for him, and the fact that we got a player in return, and we save some money in cap space to be able to go possibly get a few other players. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's how they looking at it. You know what I'm saying? And I can't really fault them for looking at it that way. Papa J said so many teams have, but they don't hit a good player until they're in the 3rd or 4th round pick. That's true, but that's what happens in the draft, though, bro. You just don't know. You just don't know, bro. Like, you know what I mean? You may hit for a great player in the 3rd, 4th, 5th round. You know what I mean? You may not hit for a good player in the 3rd, 4th, 5th round. You may in the 1st or 2nd round get a dope player, or you may not. You know what I mean? You just don't know. You just don't know. So but you just gotta, you know what I mean, you just gotta swing for the fences, man, and just see if you're able to do that. Now the Cowboys do have a somewhat of a history of drafting well. If you look at the Dallas Cowboys and all the players that they have or have had that have developed into good to great players, most of them they drafted. Whether it's been offensive linemen, defensive player, like they drafted Micah Parsons. You know what I'm saying? They drafted CeeDee Lamb. They drafted Dak Prescott. They drafted some of those offensive linemen that have turned out to be, great players. You know what I'm saying? Old boy Diggs brother. You know what I mean? I know he kind of, sometimes he kind of hit or miss or whatever, but he's a good defensive player. Stephon Diggs brother. Like the Cowboys genuinely, they normally develop their team through the draft. You know what I'm saying? That's been most of the time. I'm not saying that they hit on every pick. Nobody hits on every pick, but they mostly build their team through the draft. Like that's how they've done it. Over the past 5 to 10 years. You know what I'm saying? Most of their good players, they draft them. You know what I mean? So, but let me see. Before I get off, this one little funny one that I seen earlier today, man, that I wanted to. Oh, let me play this though. I haven't let me play this because I guess Micah himself has some things to say. And I've never seen this. So let me play this. I don't know if y'all seen it, but
welcome. Hey, I appreciate it, man. Has it sunk in yet that you're with a different team? Yeah, man. I think it sunk in a little bit for me yesterday when I was going a little crazy with the fan, but just being in here and taking in just the facilities and everything and the welcome, I think I'm pretty honed in and really know what I'm about and pretty aware of everything. Got a number picked out yet? Yeah, number one. I'm going with number one. Could you just, over the past few days, what's this process been like for you? And when did you kind of realize I'm going to be a backer? Yeah, once I found out about, the agreement and came down to negotiations, at first it was like, obviously like anyone, I got kids, I got, a house, I got family that all moved down for me. And it's a change, right? And I had to sit down and talk to my family about this potential opportunity. And that's when, I got the chance to speak, with.
My work is easy because I use ClickUp. Here's how I keep track of all my tasks.
Micah.
I start by brain dumping everything I need to get done in a list view. Next, I set a priority.
Some other guys in faculty about what it could be.
Lord True said he's happy to be out the NFC East.
And once I got that comfort zone, and they said,
I don't know. I've been saying this too. I think it's like anybody. We all humans. You know what I'm saying? So initially, anytime there's a big change like this in our lives, you know what I'm saying? You always at first are kind of like a little bit weary, or you just kind of like, because there's a bit of like a unknown there, you know what I'm saying? So you kind of like, damn, you kind of, but he'll get like, can't nobody tell me that when the trade first happened or even now. I know he gonna put on that face like everything is all good, but nobody's gonna make me believe that he's like I said, he's happy he got his money. I know he's happy about that, but nobody can convince me that he that he isn't a little bit hurt off the fact that, like, damn, I'm really not a Cowboy no more. You know what I'm saying? I know for a fact that there's some of that going on. You feel me? Papa J said going from Dallas to Green Bay is going to make a big difference for him. He's going from extreme heat to extreme. And that's another thing. He's going from extreme heat to extreme cold. He gonna feel that. He gonna feel that. I'm talking about he gonna feel that like a mofo. Like in Dallas, they had the retractable dome. So or be playing, you know what I mean, like in a stadium with, you know, like outside when they open the roof, or you know what I mean, they could close it. You know what I mean, when it's raining or whatever, you playing in perfect conditions. You know what I'm saying? Versus Green Bay, boy, in December and January, oh yeah, it's gonna be cold. You know what I mean, to the point to where it might even be snowing. So he gonna, yeah, instead me, yeah, he gonna have to get used to that.
Talked to Rashid a little bit. You know, that's my guy. He's from Penn State. Came in together. This is like, it's like Penn State. Like, it's like home. Like, this is like a brotherhood. Like, it's safe. You focus on ball, and you know, we keep everything the right thing. It kind of gave me comfort, and it kind of gave me a better decision. Like, okay, this is a place where I feel like I can take my next step and continue to have a great legacy here.
Micah, did you have any say in where you could go and where you might go?
Nah, I didn't have any say. Pretty lucky because I understand the rich history of the Packers, and the fact that they had interest in me, and understand that they had a
that boy already got a
team already in the NFC.
That boy already got a sweater to beanie. It's not even winter on my mama.
Looking for revenge, but now I'm on the other side of adding to this rich history.
Hey, he already like, man, it's kind of cold out here, man.
Where are you at physically, and what's a reasonable expectation for what you can do next Sunday?
Well, you know, I'm going to I think physically, you know, I'm great. You know, I think I can contribute a lot. I'm going to team up with the doctors, creating a plan. We already talked about how we can ramp things up and get me into a flow where they feel comfortable and I feel comfortable. But, you know, my plan is to be here. You know, they didn't give up what they gave up for me to sit on the sidelines and make this big of a, you know, risk and change. For me to do that, so I'm finna give my all.
Michael, what's your relationship like with Jordan Love, and was the podcast the only time he tried to recruit you with?
A serious conversation because, you know, like, you know, even me, like many of us, I never thought I'd be traded, you know. But, you know, that's the harsh reality. But, you know, me and Jordan, we're super close, I would say. Obviously having the same agent. Me and Jordan been together in Dubai and, I mean, through the podcast, Super Bowl weekends. So we got a very good relationship. He's somebody I know that, you know, we're very competitive when we're around each other. So I know what type of quarterback he is. I'm very fond of Jordan, too, just about, you know, the quarterback he is and what he can be and how he just keeps getting better.
You said you never expected to be traded. How does it feel now to be in this position?
You know, honestly, everything happens for a reason. It's a blessing in disguise. You know, I may not have that answer for you yet, but I'm gonna figure it out, and I'm gonna work hard every day to prove that, you know, the Packers made the right decision.
One thing about them football players, boy, they got them necks, especially them linebackers. They all got them necks where it's like, see how his neck. Most of all our necks it goes straight down. They necks go down like a mountain, like a volcano or something. Like you understand me? It go like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, boy, they got them thick necks, boy.
And trusting me, and you know, I'm gonna carry that with me.
There's something that you and Jordan also have in common besides the age. You guys have both had success in this league and are still kind of looking for that ultimate prize. How you got to see this team up close a couple of years ago. How much are you just anticipating the opportunity to win here, and how much is that?
Oh man, winning is everything.
Yeah, I just wanted to play that. You know what I'm saying? Hear a little bit what he had to say. Let me see. There was one funny reaction from this one dude. Like, see stuff like this. I'm starting to get to the point, bro. to where it's like, I understand it. I understand certain things, but it's like I'm starting to get to the point. I don't know if it's just because I'm getting older, but I'm getting to the point to where I'm feeling like, man, we be getting a little bit too out of hand with these sports, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it's just, it's like, man, we be acting like we really a part of the team and shit. You understand me? Motherfuckers be breaking windows and breaking TVs and burning jerseys, and you understand me? We be doing way too much, bro. Be too much invested. This funny though, right here.
He don't want to win. He don't want to fucking win, bro.
Hey, this dude.
Smooth.
This dude right here, he got a funny page. He one of the more funnier Cowboys fans. I seen this earlier on my timeline.
Smooth. Come on, we gotta go.
They said he with the Ravens now.
They traded Micah Parsons to the fucking Green Bay Packers, bro.
Yes.
The team we can't even beat. Turn that camera off of me right now. You already did this shit without talking.
I just want them to see how you acting today.
Jerry don't want to win. He don't want to fucking win, bro.
It's raining too.
Ain't no way. He a billionaire. It was a couple of fucking $1 million, bro. We could. Look at that. The damn tree just fell. Look, I'm not bullshit. This what happened when you trade away your number one player, Jerry. Right when I recorded the damn tree just fell out the sky. I could have been up under it. This is how I almost got hit by that damn tree.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm all right, but hell no. He go to the Green Bay Packers. Michael, I told you to get your money, but I mean, that didn't mean go nowhere, nigga.
Well, he said he's staying in Dallas in the offseason.
Hey, load of truth. Boy, if they would have traded him to the Niners, I think them Cowboys fans would have really lost it. Hey, they would have lost it. I know the Cowboys and the Packers got kind of somewhat of a little, you know what I mean? I don't know if it's a full-fledged rivalry. They got a little history. But if they would have traded him to us, to the Niners, oh man, they would have wanted Jerry head. Like that's a real rivalry that go back like 50 years. You feel me? Like that would have been like, you know what I mean? Like, man. Dude, that would have made us kind of, you know what I mean, kind of nice though, or nicer.
It's still gonna be his home.
Man, look, man.
Depending on what we would have had to give up to get him, you know, definitely would have been some draft picks, but I'm just thinking about what player we would have had to give up to get him.
It's like every time we almost get there, I'm trying not to cuss because you got the camera on me. Cowboys Nation, y'all got to stand up with me right now. This don't make no sense. Swear Jerry Jones sabotaging us, bro. This is fucked up, man. I don't know what to do right now. I said it first. If he traded him, I'm gone. I said if he traded him, I'm through. But I can't do the team like that. I'm a Cowboys fan to the day I die. But damn,
I can't do it.
We cook, bro. We cook. And then you gonna get what the dude you traded for? Who you trade for? Who is that guy? You could have just paid him. If he gonna give him a couple of million, why you have to give it to Micah? I don't get this shit. This thing, we know what it is. You can't tell him what to do because he owns everything.
Arkansas mentality.
Arkansas fucking mentality, bro. Micah Parsons is no longer a Cowboy, people. He's no longer, he's a fucking Green Bay Packer, a cheesehead. he gonna get that hell, I'm telling you, bro. People want to hit him anyway. I can't believe this. I'm at a crossroads right now.
Hey, and they play each other week 4. Week 4 at Green Bay at Dallas. So that's definitely gonna be you know, must see TV right there. Oh yeah, high blood pressure through the roof. High blood pressure through the roof, bruh.
I don't even know if I'm gonna watch the fucking game now. I'm crushed.
Now you know he lying. You know he gonna watch the game. That's the reason why Jerry Jones be doing all the shit they be doing. That's what they be saying. Like, Cowboy fans, it's almost damn near y'all fault because no matter what happens, y'all support the team. You know what I'm saying? Y'all support the team no matter what. You feel me? Like Niners fans, I remember back when nigga said a cheesehead. I remember back when Jed York was driving the franchise into the ground after firing Jim Harbaugh and then hiring Jim Tom Sula. Oh, on Twitter, we was letting Jed York have it. We was flaming his ass up. We was flaming his ass on Twitter to where he damn near had to turn off his Twitter. Oh yeah, he was getting it on Twitter. He was getting it in the media, local media, on the radio. Oh man, we was on his ass, man. So yeah, he damn near had to get his act right. You feel me? So yeah, we wasn't just settling for that. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, when they fired Jim Harbaugh trying to act like, it was a mutual agreement. With no mutual agreement. Y'all told that man he got to go. That was the first time in my life as a 49er fan, I legitimately, I'm talking about, I damn near cried at the end of that, because that was at the end of, that was Jim Harbaugh's fourth year. He had just completed his fourth year. Okay. And man, he had just completed his fourth year. And they went 8-8 that year. And man, that was his last year, man. His first 3 years, we went NFC Championship. NFC Championship. Then that fourth year, hella bullshit happened. You know what I'm saying? And the team still didn't have a losing record. And at one point of the year, we was 5-3. And then we just ended off bad. You know what I'm saying? But we still ended up 8-8. And he didn't have a losing season. We didn't have a losing record. And then I was crushed. Bro. I damn near cried, bro. I'm like, why is they doing this? You feel me? That was the first time in my 49er fan history that I truly considered thinking about if I wanted to continue to root for this team going forward. Obviously, I didn't, the 49ers deeply entrenched in my heart and soul, in my bloodstream, all my family, you know what I'm saying? So I couldn't do that. But I really consider, like, man, do I want to really be a fan of this team? Like, this man is running us into the ground. You fired Jim Harbaugh. Yeah, I lost it. I lost it. You know what I'm saying? But Jed York, he learned, you know what I'm saying? He learned from his ways, and he ended up making it right. You know what I mean? Because he hired Jim Tom Sula. Then Chip Kelly. We ended up getting it right, and once he got Kyle Shanahan, he got up out the way. And also what he did was he got rid of that damn Trent Baalke, because Trent Baalke was the one now that's where he made the mistake. He ended up picking the general manager Trent Baalke over Jim Harbaugh, and he should have did the opposite. But that's neither here nor there. You know what I'm saying? That's old news now. But yeah, that right there, boy. Woo-wee. I damn near, man. Hey, I was like, man, do I really want to do this? But yeah, though, man, shout out to all y'all, man. All my people that tapped in tonight. You know what I mean? I've been on this bitch for 3.5 hours now, man. I'm finna jump up off here, man. I gotta take this car to Pep Boys in the morning, man, and get it serviced. Because it's doing some weird shit. So, Papa J, salute to you. Load of Truth, salute to you. You know what I'm saying? Goldie Leangelo was up in here earlier. You know what I mean? Some of my usuals. I ain't see my boy Sizzle up in here. I ain't see my, you know what I'm saying? It seemed like, and I know it'll get more, I know I get more traction back once the game start, but it definitely do seem, and I haven't been as active the past like month that I was during the NBA playoffs. So I know that got a little bit to do with it too, but it seemed like during the NBA playoffs, everybody was tuned in a little bit more just because of everything that was going on. So, you know what I mean? But it's all good. I'm definitely when the season starts. So the season starts next Thursday. Before the season start, I'm gonna come back on here sometime in the next day or two and do a whole 2025 NFL season preview. You know what I mean? And then once the season start, I'm gonna be on this bitch definitely at least 3-4 times a week. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir, Papa J. God bless all my people, man. Love y'all. You know what I'm saying? Snax on Sports. I'm gone. I'll be back with another one. All right. Now, this motherfucker don't want to go off live.